TPK, TPK.
When last we left, our glorious heroes and Jarlaxle, the party had been hired to fight some hobgoblins because they were capturing magic people and taking them down to be fed to the mind flayers or something. And they were fighting their way through a dwarven citadel as a shortcut to get to the hobgoblins faster. Midway through the dwarven citadel, their new friend Keonoth realized that their drow guy Jarlaxle had actually been one of the people behind his sister's capture, flew into a rage, and decided to attack the hapless drow guide. Also, some stuff happened with Paul's character, and now Aristophanes is part of the group.
Yes.
All right. Important question that needs to be asked right off the bat before I say anything else. Are we having a battle or are we having a duel? Now, battle is the thing that you normally do in D&D where you roll initiative and everyone has their initiatives and everyone takes a turn. A duel is between two people. And for those of you who are thinking, I'll roll in case I want to do something, the spectators can do stuff during the duel. They're just not bound by initiative.
Okay.
Like they can do like an action every now and again to kind of try and influence the battle. But the big stuff is between Keonoth and Jarlaxle. So
Good.
who's going to be...
I may want to do stuff, but yes, if that's allowed in a duel, I don't object to it.
Yeah, you don't get like a full turn every round, but if you want to like, you see the battle turning, you want to like healing word or inspiration or something like that.
Or hold person and stop the battle.
You are allowed to do that.
Okay, now
you can try a whole person.
Okay.
You like
I don't have.
The rough rule of thumb that I'm using is like you get an action per like 2 rounds or so. If you start doing more than that, then you start being an active participant in the battle and you can roll initiative.
Okay.
That's easy enough. So they can see it, but right now we're paying attention to what I was saying.
Does anyone else want it to be a battle?
I want it to be a battle.
I did not want to get involved unless I can stop them from fighting, because this is not helping right now.
Hey, Rose.
You probably have things that can stop them from fighting.
I need
I've got things to kill everyone, but that's probably a bad idea.
Isn't Fey Warlock about controlling people? Isn't that the whole Fey Warlock thing?
Here's the thing is...
Yes, but charming us will not stop us from hating each other.
Yes.
We'll just like him more.
Yes, Fey presence
suddenly turns into 2 jocks fighting over the same girl.
Yes. Fey presence has every single time I've used this ability, I have screwed up and it has ruined things. I do not want to use this. If I have to, I will, but I don't know if it's going to do anything.
I'm to respec.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's
you might fall
coming from you, Paul.
Time to respec. I might as well jump into a portal alongside a player character who also is coincidentally leaving the group.
That would have been an easy time to change if you jumped in the portal.
Snipe.
Yeah.
No. It would have been very easy change, yes.
If I could nudge you in the shoulder right now to show I'm joking, I would.
It worked out great for Bruce. He didn't get knocked out and sent to the slave pits to die a horrible death or anything. So.
That's true.
Yeah, no, he's having a grand old time in the middle of the desert. All right, so it sounds like we're leaning towards a duel, in which case, during duels, Keonoth, initiative is fluid. Every round, we reroll for initiative, and instead of a hold action, you can hold your whole turn.
That's enough.
There won't be any of that.
not a barbarian thing.
Expect a sword every turn.
I'm just saying, it's an option. Doesn't mean you need to take the option. It's just an option. All right, pop on over to Delage's D&D Intercontinental game. And we got a beautiful little map laid out. So, for this first round between Keonoth and Jarlaxle, Keonoth, roll initiative. What'd you get?
5. So my first attack should have been a surprise. He didn't see it coming.
No, he saw it coming.
You're hard to miss, though.
I will say, Keonoth, you have enough time to activate a rage before the battle starts, but Jarlaxle sees you coming, and everybody has their blades drawn. You're in the middle of a dwarven citadel. I already know that.
Determine where are we in location? Did we decide we're in that hallway? I can't remember.
I think we were mid hallway while this was going on. Yeah.
Right now, the way that I placed you is you are at the second secret door. You are currently inside the secret hallway, in the new hallway that was revealed for opening the new door.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
So right down here is the secret door that you opened the first time after avoiding the pit trap. Right here is the secret door that you opened the second time, revealing a turn to the left, and up ahead, it's off map. Further down this way, you can see a Y intersection. One way going diagonal right, one way going hard left. All right, Keonoth, what did you roll for initiative?
5.
All right, Jarlaxle rolled an 18, but Keonoth, you are still able to get your. Jarlaxle is going to have you go first.
Reckless Rage.
Yep.
25 and 18.
What was that?
Oh wait,
25.
25. Yeah.
25 hits.
Gentlemen, there's no need for this.
Roll damage. You can't fight here. This is the war room.
Also, Paul, you're slowly turning into Austin Powers with your
9
accent.
points.
Baby. No.
How many points?
9.
9. Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Nice.
Hoss will
As
shot
you
when he has a chance.
hang on a second. Like I said, internet kind of making things weird. As you bring your blade slamming down towards Jarlaxle, you watch as he deftly dodges out of the way. You barely scrape his armor as your blade slams deep into the stone where he was standing.
Chips fly.
A lot of chips.
My next attack being 16.
16, you bring your swing horizontal and he easily matrix dodges. Whoosh.
And that just pisses me off more.
You rage again.
All right.
Quadruple rage.
I believe I heard some people saying they wanted to do something.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I just cried out. I just spoke up. I talked as a free action and said, gentlemen, there is no need for this.
And Hoss is similarly going to shout out, gentlemen, this is ridiculous. Stop fighting.
So we hear the overlap of Aristophanes and Hoss both shouting gentlemen at the same time, followed by them both shouting, there's no need for this. This is ridiculous. And Keonoth, are you swayed by your companions shouting?
Negatory.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
I wish Reigns was here.
Now it is Jarlaxle's turn. Jarlaxle is going to step away from you, triggering an attack of opportunity if you choose.
You don't get a bonus disengage?
He's not really a
Rogue.
Yeah, he might be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
is
really
he
rogue.
not? I keep forgetting that.
well, I don't know.
Yeah.
22.
That hits. Roll damage.
It would make more sense if he was a rogue. I'm not sure.
He's a mix of rogue and fighter, but at this point right now, he's just running off of a house captain stat block.
That's 16.
Also misses. So
What?
as he dives forward into a
damage.
barrel
That's
roll.
the damage.
Oh, damage. Okay.
Yeah. He rolled a 22,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. You slam your blade into his back. Actually, you don't slam it into his back because that would kill him. As you bring it swinging down towards him, you almost hit him in the back as he's able to dive into a barrel roll and just barely avoid the blow. It is now
Can't
his
dodge
turn.
Too many of those.
He is going to shoot you with a crossbow bolt.
Of course.
And that is a 20 to hit.
Hits.
All right. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Don't forget I have resistance.
To damage.
Yeah. Just reminding him. It's everything except psychic.
I'm aware how barbarians work. I've gamed with one for 3
Just
years.
making sure. 24.
All right. As this bolt hits into your neck, you feel this poison try and take effect that would, you presume, makes you feel very drowsy, like a bad dose of Benadryl. You take 10 half to 5 piercing damage and are able to resist the drow sleep poison. Following that, Jarlaxle is then going to move up, and seeing that you were not felled by his crafty poison dart, he didn't really expect it to work, but it was worth a try.
Would have been convenient.
He's going to throw his crossbow to the side and draw the shiny short sword from the Black Lotus assassin from 2 sessions ago. The one with the strange sheath. Hoss, you remember.
Yes.
And he is going to take a slash at your legs and try and knock you prone. So please make an athletics check.
That's only 14.
All right, he rolled a 21. You are currently knocked prone. And now it's
Okay.
time to re-roll initiative.
That's not how you spell it, but that's fine.
Close enough.
14.
He rolled a 16. So Jarlaxle now leaps on your prone body, and with his 2 blades in hand, he's going to turn them around, stare you right in the eyes, and he's going to say, "Hey, buddy, sun's getting real low," and take 2 slashes at you.
Okay.
Took me a minute.
I had to. That's a natural 20 on his scimitar attack, and
It was
an 18 plus on his short sword attack.
Okay, I'm a natural 20. I'm going to use Stone's Endurance.
Okay, well, first things first, I need you to make 2 Constitution saving throws.
Please fail.
This is probably just normal poison, probably not knockout poison, sadly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Kind
14.
of on Jarlaxle's side because I've known him longer.
How much?
and read him.
14.
Yeah, if Jarlaxle dies.
14 for scimitar?
Pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, you resist the first poison. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
No, the member. Right?
Yeah, that's not a good one.
I'm-
That would be
I'm not
a
going to side
8.
with the murder hobo.
8. You fail to resist the Black Lotus poison. So first things first.
You get 3 mana. Any color.
6, 10. You take 10 half to 5 from the blade, and then 5, 11, 14, 15 halved to 8 poison damage from his scimitar. Then from the short sword, you take 10 half to 5. Oh, wait, hold on. You're resistant poison. So that would be half to 8, half to 4.
Yeah, and
I thought already half. Never mind.
5, 4, 9 stone's resistance or whatever.
yeah, it was 9 plus 11, or 9 plus 3 for the resistance to the scimitars.
You were, as he slams the scimitar down into you, it should slam right into your shoulder, right around the clavicle, and cut deep and inject you with all this poison, and your skin is just like made like stone. You resist it. Now for the short sword, you take 5 halved to 3 slashing from the short sword, and then 7, 11, 19, 24 poison damage, which is then halved to 12 because you're raging.
Okay.
And he stabs the second short sword down into you. And at this point, he says, "If you kill me, your sister dies. It is now your turn."
Reckless Rage.
I want to cast a spell as soon as my soonest opportunity.
All right, what spell are you casting?
Suggestion.
Who are you casting suggestion on?
Keonoth.
What are you trying to suggest?
I want you to think very carefully about what you're doing for the next 8 hours and not attack him during that time, and see if attacking this man really serves your purpose.
All right, Keonoth, did you roll a wisdom check already?
No, I haven't yet.
Or sorry, did you roll an attack already? Is what I meant to say.
Yes, I did.
All right, what'd you roll?
24.
That hits. Roll damage.
Yeah, 7's average on 2d6.
13.
All right, so that's. All right. Out of curiosity, Keonoth, how many hit points do you have?
35. Left.
Out of
So
55?
total is 55.
Yeah, total is 55, and you've lost a total of 20. Okay. At this point, Keonoth, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to think carefully and not attack.
Not attack this man is what I said. Not attack him.
Well, Keonoth's not a high thinker, so if he has to spend all his time thinking,
Yeah,
he might not do anything else.
That's a crit fail.
Oh, crap.
Oh, are you
like
kidding me?
Crit.
Keonoth.
Crit for the insight and crit
Buddy.
fail the suggestion.
And I say to Jarlaxle, I've magically restricted his actions, I believe.
Keonoth.
For 8 hours.
And if you damage him, the magic may be ruined.
Keonoth. I'm disappointed in you. I had
We
so
can
many
hear
things.
you. There's a grinder going on.
Wait, what's going on?
You can't hear me?
No, there's a grinder going on. What did you say?
Keonoth, I'm disappointed in you. I had so many awesome things planned for this fight, and you fucking failed. I can't even right now.
You could have Jarlaxle keep going. It might break the spell if Jarlaxle
He
damages
only
him.
failed because somebody intervened.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, Jarlaxle can attack me, and then he might break my concentration.
Oh,
It's not
no.
necessarily over.
And then
No, that's-
suddenly it's a big brawl.
that's the thing. Jarlaxle's not a fighter.
You
He doesn't want this fight. Michael wants this fight.
You know, Michael, every time you say, I planned for this other thing to happen, it's like, you know our group at this point. It's never going to work out the way you think it will.
I know,
just
but
think you
like I
have
had all
players.
these things where Jarlaxle was gonna pretend to fail the fight to give Keonoth a final chance to not be a dick. God damn it.
No. Spoilers.
No, now that you have caused him to be restrained by thinking, Jarlaxle will kind of put his blades away. When Haas gets back, I'm going to want him to make an intelligence saving throw or an intelligence check. And Jarlaxle turns to the rest of you and he asks, "Does anybody have any manacles? I think me and Keonoth need to have a civil discussion."
I think you're not going to be talking. He's not going to be talking too much for the next, how many hours?
8, apparently.
Yes.
Says the voice in the sky. Yes, thank you.
That was actually
Jarlaxle.
Jarlaxle. He
Oh.
understands how
The spell lasts.
Oh, okay, I was wondering.
The spell lasts for 8 hours or until I lose concentration on it, or until other conditions occur.
You know,
Jarlaxle asks, when you're focusing on something like that, you can drop it as needed, correct?
I can.
Okay. So, God damn it!
Did you have a whole thing written? You had a whole.
I look at what Jarlaxle had written
I
right at the top of the
Can't read
sheet.
it. Back it up. Back it up.
Oh, he had sanctuary.
Oh.
He was going to cast an artificer spell that he learned from Hawes.
Ah, that's clever.
Where the heck did you pick that up?
I know you don't.
Just so you don't know, just so you know that I can't use it.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's interpreting what you've taught him to
Yeah.
give him the abilities that somebody else that he knows has shown him, because it's a cleric spell.
Okay.
And where Jarlaxle came from is almost entirely ruled by clerics.
I was gonna say, wait, Jarlaxle has cleric levels? Oh, geez.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Menzo Baranzan, literally run by clerics. They're called matron mothers there. Anyway,
That's female cleric.
Did you want Haas to make some check? Did you say?
yes, Haas, please make an intelligence check. And Jarlaxle's asking if anybody has chains.
And they better be strong.
I'm afraid I don't have chains or manacles, my friend.
I'm not quite into that, you see.
20.
Having now seen Jarlaxle draw the short sword that you gave him from the Black Lotus agent, and seeing that it is still shiny with poison after more than 8 hours, you would recognize that either that poison is super long lasting, like way more long lasting than it even makes sense in a normal world, or the sheath is designed to reapply poison to the blades when needed. And
Nice.
that's why it would be a little bit thicker and it doesn't seem right.
A reservoir.
So Jarlaxle sees Hoss kind of nakedly look at the blade in the sheath and go, like it's obvious that Hoss figured it out.
Okay.
But Hoss turns to you though and says, "Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
I don't have any chains. I have some rope. I don't see. I'm not sure that would be useful."
Jarlaxle says it can work, but I'm not sure how well with someone this size.
No manacles on me, unfortunately.
Said, "How are you doing? You're not unconscious, right?"
What was the suggestion again?
I want you to think about very carefully for the next 8 hours.
So he's basically just
About-
going
And not attack this
Whether
man.
whether this serves your purposes,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, is he comatose or just thinking?
He's kind of mumbling to himself.
He's
So-
very,
well-
very heavily thinking.
Okay, so Hoss does say, "It's like, how are you doing?"
Yeah, he just mumbles and keeps.
Yeah.
The spell doesn't prevent you from thinking and talking, but if your role-playing choice is that makes sense as much sense as anything.
The crit fail helps.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
crit fail. Yeah, I mean, it's the intelligence too.
Yeah, and imagine it is a lot of conflict, right? He really wants to kill this person, and probably, and magically
Jarlaxle's
formed-
going to request rope from somebody and begin hog tying Keonoth.
Wait a moment. Hold still. And Hoss is going to bind your wounds.
Oh,
That takes however long it takes.
His wounds are not deep. Keonoth's not even bloodied at this point.
Okay, but still, an
Okay.
erstwhile ally, who seems out of it. He needs to be seen to before he's tied up or anything.
Okay.
And to Jarlaxle, Hoss will say, "I'm glad you didn't kill him. I'm not
Night's
sure
still
about
young.
tying. Was that?
I said, Night's still young.
I'm not sure about tying him up, but yeah, no, I guess that's appropriate."
Jarlaxle says, he kind of adjusts his hat that kind of got moved about in the fray. You can see his hat is very reminiscent of like the Will Turner hat from the end of Pirates of the Caribbean, very wide brimmed with a big ass feather in it. He says again through the translator, so his voice is his face is very expressive, but his voice is very neutral. He attacked me because of things that have happened in his past. And he and I need to sort out if we can have a working relationship together or if I need to kick him into a pit.
I'm binding makes sense. You transgressed, and I hope you don't take offense, but you guys need to talk about this while and I don't want us to fight. For the time being, we will bind you, so you do not attack us again.
I wouldn't resist the binding though.
Yeah, the
That
way
was
I'm
not
kind
part
of
of the
imagining.
suggestion.
Oh, you're gonna resist it?
Yeah, you
Well,
totally
it
can.
wasn't part of the suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way I'm kind of imagining Keonoth is he's sitting there, like scratching his chin while just these imaginary numbers are flying past his head, like he's trying to think.
I think it's more like he's got
Well, what plus what equals
a
rate?
black bear on this shoulder and a polar bear on this shoulder, and they're discussing.
Talking to him in binary.
Oh, so you're going full Kronk, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting here and was talking to this guy, and then you showed up, and so Jarlaxle's going to go ahead and tie your.
Liar. Yes.
So yeah. Hoss says I'm not going to take any of your equipment or anything, but we would like to bind your hands while you ponder
No.
whatever you're pondering.
Liar.
I'm not actually inclined to bind his hands. As a matter of fact, my only concern is us fighting in a time of limited resources in underground when we actually need each other. If you wish to go back up to the surface and fight, that might be the honorable thing to do. I just don't want my allies using their resources when we're so vulnerable.
I mean, he'd still be tense. He'd still be.
So Jarlaxle kind of pinches the bridge of his nose and so is like, so you, a high elf, an arsehole, you don't care that we fight, you care about where we fight. So if I were to take him out back right now and me and him were to cross blades and I slit his throat, it wouldn't even register on your scale. It would still just be a Friday to you.
But I transgressed.
I barely know either of you. You may have good
You
reasons
did
for your
attack
fighting.
You deserved it.
I'm
You
not
lied.
well.
Dishonorable, ugly elf.
By the way, as a reminder, Haas and Lysander, you are both aware that Jarlaxle is the one who kidnapped his sister, Aristophanes. You believe that Jarlaxle was telling the truth when he said he did not kidnap his sister. So from your perspective, Haas called him a slaver. Keonoth asked him if he kidnapped his sister. He said no, and Keonoth attacked him anyways.
Yeah.
I don't think Haas is aware that he took his sister. That Jarlaxle took his sister. That's news to me.
It might be, you might not remember, but Keonoth said Brigandareth took his sister, and Jarlaxle said, I work for Brigandareth, and he actually dragged you out onto the porch to say, hey, don't tell him that I work for Brigandareth because I don't want him to attack me.
Liar.
Well, okay, so I know that he works for Brigandareth, and that Brigandareth are the people who took his sister. Like Haas did not make a connection saying that Jarlaxle took his sister. Haas doesn't have any idea how big Brigandareth is. He assumes it is not a small organization, and that
5,000 members. So
yeah, and that more than one person works for it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Jarlaxle personally went on a mission to the surface to kidnap a Goliath. I'm saying Jarlaxle seems to be a mid to high level member of the organization that took his sister.
Right. It's the same organization.
Yeah.
So Haas So in Haas's mind, that doesn't mean that Jarlaxle did it. So
okay.
So when you say that Haas thinks Jarlaxle took Haas knows that Jarlaxle took his sister. That is, Haas knows that Jarlaxle didn't take his sister because Jarlaxle's been with him.
Yeah. The thing I was saying was more like Haas and Lysander, what you are aware of is what you are aware of. Only Paul and his character need to be informed, like, hey, this is your series of events. Mm-hmm. So Jarlaxle kind of turns to the high elf and says, so what are we supposed to do? We're not supposed to tie his hands, but the second you stop concentrating on making him think really hard, he's going to attack me again. And from my understanding with mages, the most likely time for you to stop concentrating on making him think really hard is the time when we absolutely need him to not be like when we're in a fight. So how are we supposed to resolve this if I can't tie his hands and talk to him? Because if I don't tie his hands, he's going to attack me again.
Consider this. He does not want his hands tied. And for you to tie his hands, he would resist that, which in all likelihood would break the spell. And for you, a thing for you to consider, for us to get through this and to find your sister, we need our guide. To get even through this, we need as many people as we can to actually make it. This man, did not take your sister. He has been with us for weeks.
Give or take, yeah.
How long ago did your sister disappear? How long ago was she taken?
6 months.
Yeah, it was a while.
Oh, okay. Well, Haas goes like, I don't know what to say to that.
Well, and by the way, Michael and Scott, it wasn't 6 months. Like 6 months is relative amount of time, but in comparison, it was 4 month equivalents.
Okay. It's
right.
been a while.
Also, aren't we 5 years the wrong side of something, right?
Aristophanes was
Unconscious.
stasised 5 years ago, so his perception of time is skewed.
Right. And when we talked timelines. Oh, that's right. Okay, that's
The
right.
teleport
I-
spell does not function as a time machine.
Right. No. But so
I really wanted to turn out.
That's one thing that I was that Haas was. Well, I was super concerned about last week when you were doing the calendar thing. So I'm like, wait a minute, we went
I
across the
remember.
mountain and
Backwards
then
in
forward
time,
200 years. But
and
then
you're-
remember,
yeah,
there wasn't a time discrepancy because
are
because
different
just mismatched
calendars.
calendars. Right.
there's
Just a hilarious misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, to make sure that this never happens, every time somebody casts a spell, you have to ask the person next to you, what year is it?
that's the thing. It's like this is the second time that happened when you showed up in Felix's tower. He thought that you weren't supposed to show up for another 2 weeks, and you thought, "Oh my God, we've traveled 2 weeks in the future."
You should have stuck with that, by the way. That would have been awesome. Just
Promise
oh yeah,
never
by the
to
way,
time warp, but we won't wonder about it again. So
let's do the time warp again.
I'm just stunned that the same exact thing happened and the same exact conclusion was drawn by all parties involved.
Oh no, I was joking about it this time because I remember this happening.
I hope so, but
I'm being sarcastic.
all right. So Jarlaxle turns to Keonoth. Michael, that's you.
Yeah, I know who I am.
When I see you on the phone,
I'm
I worry that you're not actually going to hear what I say.
I'm Keonoth. I'm angry. He took my sister, but
that's my motivation.
So Jarlaxle kind of kneels down in front of you, eye to eye. And you can see his irises are actually kind of like a blood red.
You really
And-
want to.
And he asks, "Can we have a conversation where you and I can sort this out without you attacking me, or do I need to figure something out here?"
Leaning in, had conversation, you lied.
He raises a finger and he says, "Well, technically, I didn't
Liar.
lie."
Liar. No honor, ugly elf.
He rolls his eyes and he turns to Haas and he kind of gestures with his hand. He's like, "See,
Perhaps someone more diplomatic could help out here.
who? The other elf?" He points at
Or
Lysander.
diplomatic.
He seems a diplomatic chap. Seems
I'm
to
actually.
have personality.
Hey,
So Haas.
that sounds like a
gestures-
slight.
Haas gestures to Aristophanes. It's like, come here for a second. And we
Yes.
kind of like go around the corner.
Certainly.
Haas goes around the corner. Do you do it? Which one is Aristophanes? This one down here?
Yeah. Lysander has the book.
All right.
Oh.
So Haas kind of,
And I don't have control.
now that he's around the corner, he kind of like
Oh, you don't?
slumps back against
Nope,
the
I
wall.
do. Never mind. I'm an idiot. I was dragging my screen and.
Haas slumps back against the wall and
OBS.
kind of slides down into a sitting position. And it looks like he's kind of if he breathed, it looks
Yeah.
like the kind of thing where like he would be hissing from pain. And he slumps down against the wall,
Uh-oh.
or rather against the floor, and he's like, okay, let me run you through what's going on.
Let me explain. Oh, there's no time. Let me sum up.
While they
me
stare
paraphrase.
at each other. And Haas is going to info dump. Because it's what he does.
And this is one of the few times you can actually info dump without confusing the other player.
Yeah. So like he doesn't go into Orlane because that's not pertinent, but he does talk about Voxley Allen and the city.
Alagon is the
Alagon.
city.
Yeah, the Voxley Allen.
The city of Voxley Allen.
The Voxley Allen is a town. Alagon is a city.
I will never stop mentioning
and the
it.
city of Townsville. So Haas like info dumps about Townsville and Cityville.
Okay, there's a lot.
And he in particular talks about doings of the great houses in Alagon, especially the one we've been hired by, who's looking into a problem with elements from the world below.
Correct.
Uh,
I'm inclined to give you inspiration just from the fact you remembered. But you already have inspiration.
I can have
so.
more than one at a time.
No, you can't.
No, you can. You just can't regenerate more than one of them. You can't regenerate. If you go to 0, you go to 1.
Oh, I thought 0 and 1 were the 2 states of inspiration.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Inspiration is a 0-1 state. Yeah.
Yeah, you could house rule it and give us like
Anyway,
non-maximum, but
so I explained like the assassination attempt, and then purchasing his services, and coming out here, give you a rough timeline, and then we just met this murder hobo we picked up in the woods, and
rather good human resources.
sorry, Goliath resources.
and also the loss of our companions. I kind of like give you a rundown on that. And any question that you have during that, Haas may well answer, except for the things he's specifically trying to keep secret. He is very open.
I gathered that.
By the way, Haas, the thing that I think you're thinking of is action points from 4th edition. Those things reset to 1.
Yeah, that might be it. That might.
Which they're very similar, but they're not identical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When did
Noah's
you print-
holding up a piece of paper.
I printed out the Team Jarlaxle thing as the fight was beginning. That's why I ran off camera for a minute. Like I just had an aha moment, went into Word, made it, and printed it as it was starting, and I was muted. It was great.
That's brilliant.
in
Sorry.
media race? Yes.
Yes, last minute joke creation, but yes. Oh, and somebody's car alarm is going off. I'm gonna mute myself.
Yep.
Oh damn!
If you find that necessary.
I couldn't hear it, so not the end of the world.
I could vaguely hear it, but there's a parking lot right up the hill right there, so it's not that big of a deal for me.
True. All right. Good stuff.
Sorry, what's
All right.
There's something.
Noah has a car alarm. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
There'll be coffee in 5 minutes.
So yeah, Aristophanes, you get the most of the campaign dumped into your head. If you need a recap, I have my notes right here.
What are we doing here? What happened?
Well,
what's our
it says
motivation?
here.
Ironic part is that really does.
Oh,
look
sad
like
bot.
It looks like a war forged. It really does.
Yeah, excellent.
I know, right?
It's a good mask.
Now, if only we could stick a microphone underneath it so you don't get that weird muffle effect.
You know, wireless mics are not too expensive nowadays.
I know, actually. No, you and I had a conversation about that. Anyways, back to the game.
Voice modulator.
Yes.
A voice modulator, yes.
Yes, I am House, friend to all
I
animals.
can take the one that's out of the stormtrooper helmet.
Oh no, you can't.
As the DM decrees, back to the game.
Yes.
Go back
sorry,
to the game.
sorry.
I poke my head back around the corner and say, "So it sounds like it's time for you gentlemen to have rather a heart-to-heart or a tete-a-tete of some."
Jarlaxle points a finger and says, "Yes, I want to, but he's not going to let us. The only way that he will listen to me is if I kick his ass."
I believe he's not inclined to fight for the time being, and your time is ticking.
I can't, Jarlaxle turns back to Keonoth. Can we talk? I need a yes or a no here, and I need you to shout it loudly.
I think we need to lock them in a closet together.
No, you got to stick them in a 2-headed shirt and make them hug in the shirt. That's what
I brought one. I actually have it. It's in my inventory.
Wait, what if we took his face off? I have to do the motion. Actually,
Jarlaxle pulls out a dagger. I'm willing to provide.
Lysander actually does speak up at this point.
Okay.
All right. Keonoth, think about this for a moment. If you took your sister...
Just real quickly, Lysander, Jarlaxle rolls his eyes, stands up, and moves like 10, 20 feet away and picks up his crossbow.
Okay. While he does that, so as Keonoth is kind of sitting down at this point, or standing, where is he right now?
I'm sitting down.
No, all right, so Lysander goes ahead, props himself up and goes, all right, listen here for a second.
Wait.
Dish.
Does he have a chair that he has turned back?
Oh,
Yes, I know,
just-
right?
Minor illusion to create a fake chair
Yes,
that I
that's
spin
just
around.
had nothing to do with anything but not attack this man.
Yes, I use
He's not a man. He's an elf.
So I use minor illusion to create an illusory chair, which does not have to make any sound, so it's fine. And we just flip around, sit down, and go. All right, listen.
As you turn it around, you feel way more pretentious, Lysander.
Let's take this seriously for a moment. I know you're thinking about your sister. I understand you're upset. I would be too. Believe me, I had my wife stolen from me for about a decade. So, here's the deal. Thank you. Please understand. I see the character moving.
Sorry.
So understand that what you're doing here is kind of dangerous. We're not exactly in the right setting to do this whole "I'm gonna kill you, you stole my sister" thing. And for the record, I don't think he's the one who personally did it. But if you kill him and/or horribly injure him and draw him away from us, well, we're going to be in a situation where we can't even begin to think about getting your sister back, or getting our friend back, or for that matter, making our way to the land down under, or whatever we're doing here. Point is, if you want to start things, you're starting it with an entire group. You only came in here part way, and we hired him to help us. I understand your frustration, but we got to put that aside for now. You can act out when you're in a horde of these guys. We're going to be down there soon.
Just real quickly, Scott, you're lucky I'm in Wi-Fi and you have an iPhone. Facebook is much more reliable.
Oh,
Okay.
For video or messaging?
Messaging. Continue. Keonoth,
wondering.
do you have a response, Keonoth, to what Lysander said?
You get the gist of what I'm saying.
50-50.
Here's also my understanding is that rather this gentleman is the best way to actually find your sister and procure her rescue alive. I got the impression these gentlemen aren't particularly fans of him either.
Yeah.
But rather are putting up with him to help save a friend of theirs.
Aristophanes, as you say that, Jarlaxle abruptly about faces, and he dramatically looks.
Me? Whoever would not enjoy my company? I am amazing.
I mean, Keonoth sighs kind of audibly annoyed and not about sister, about lying. Trust someone beside you to fight and then lie to face.
Okay.
You trust him, yet he lies.
Jarlaxle raises a hand and says, I never lied to you.
He never. Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute.
I wasn't here. What precisely do you think he lied about?
Working with monsters that take my sister.
Okay, yes, I did that. But before, when we were walking through that forest with all the elementals and all the crazy shit was happening, you and I had a conversation.
And lied.
And I did not lie. I asked you about your god, and I asked you what you were doing here and what you wanted. And I found out that you were looking for your sister, and I told you that I was your best chance. I knew the people who had your sister, and I could get her back for you. And you and I agreed. We shook on it. Do you remember that?
Half truth is still a lie.
What he
I
said
never said a half truth.
He literally told you the truth.
I said I am your best chance of getting your sister back, and we shook on it.
Is there anything this person could do to ensure good faith or to re-earn your trust in some manner, however difficult?
Slit his own throat.
How about I slit your throat instead? I'm trying to help you, man.
Boys.
Yeah.
Just push
Was
him
doing
aside.
fine before found you. Was on path self.
Just gonna push him aside here.
I'm not. Jarlaxle's not getting any closer. He's staying very clearly out of melee range.
Keonoth looks at you all. He will betray you, and you will find that out.
And
I won't kill the ugly elf yet.
you won't kill me yet, does that mean that you and I maybe can strike a deal?
He spits on your hand.
His hand's kind of vertical, so it kind of just slides down and lands on the ground. He's just, how rude.
Oh no, he attacked him. Evidently, a suggestion is not working. But seriously,
Eldritch Blast, bam.
Oh
Bam,
no,
okay.
he's thinking it through. He's not gonna kill him now. He's not gonna necessarily be his best buddy, but he just
That's all I was proposing was a cooling off period, or a period of time to actually duel under more, if desired, under different circumstances.
Keonoth, let's step through this step by step here. If you kill him at your earliest opportunity, what do you do next?
Jarlaxle says, get fucked.
Okay, no, Jarlaxle, not helping.
I don't believe you're helping your own cause.
Keonoth, explain to me what you would do immediately after killing him. What would your next steps be?
out of character. I really want to punch Lysander in the face.
You can.
Like Keonoth really wants.
Nothing I'm doing is preventing you from stopping.
Oh, I'm aware, but
to him right now, he just wants to hit him.
You really don't want to do that.
Keonoth, as Aristophanes has pointed out, you can in fact punch Lysander in the face if that's what you really want to do.
If you want to do that, go on ahead. You will have a very bad day with the amount of hit points you have.
It's just about the way you're talking down to him.
No, I'm asking a very deliberate set of logical questions. What are you gonna do next?
He's already
Bye-bye,
answered.
Joff.
He's
Sorry,
already
we
told you what
tried.
he's gonna do.
Not very hard.
Well, then he's gonna kill the elf, and then what?
He didn't say. He said he will kill the elf eventually. He never said when he would do it.
Okay, I'm saying when he. I'm asking a very distinct question.
And he
When-
gave you a distinct answer.
No,
You're
when-
interpreting that it's going to be before his sister finds him.
No, that's not.
Let's take this conversation out of character. Let's keep it in character, please.
No, I'm trying to keep it in character.
I know you are. No.
It's a very specific question.
Awesome.
Very specific timeline I'm talking about. What will you do immediately afterwards? What after that? I've survived this long by coming up with plans on the fly, but I always know that there's something that has to be at the core of that plan that works.
Let me see how much.
So if
He's
you're
not
saying
just going to
that
look at you
you just
and
want to
basically
kill,
just kind of, again, that same sigh and just kind of deliberately basically stop acknowledging your existence. That's him being done with the conversation.
okay, no, I'm trying to
Let
get you
go,
to
laddie.
think about
Let go.
the consequences of your actions. I slipped up on that before and it screwed me, so just trying to bring that up.
Jesus Christ, nobody has a high wisdom in this group. Fuck.
I have an
Bye,
okay
Bruce.
wisdom.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, no shit. I want him back like right fucking now.
I'll roll insight if that helps. I'm happy. I'm always happy to roll insight.
Oh, I'm sure you are with your fucking +1. Yeah.
0 right now.
He's going to pick up his sword and kind of just kind of stand there with his sword in his hand.
All right, Jarlaxle kind of steps up with his crossbow and he asks a question really quick. Jarlaxle says, if you weren't thinking so hard right now whether or not you should kill me, would you try and kill me, Keonoth?
He raises his sword at you and says, "Bear demands your death."
He turns towards Aristophanes and he says, I don't think keeping him magically bound is going to work because eventually your spell will wear off and eventually we will get into a situation where it won't work. And right now is the best opportunity for us to actually try and sort this out.
Very well. I was merely trying for a cooling off period. I did not think it would be a long-term solution.
If we don't sort this out without your magical puppeteering, and he kind of gestures his fingers at you because, you know, you're a fucking high elf and he doesn't like you,
Super high.
then I don't think we'll actually ever sort this out.
I mean, very well. I mean, I'm not a big fan of controlling people's minds when unnecessary either. So this is certainly not my...
Jarlaxle reloads his crossbow.
Well, my proposal is we go to someplace more neutral if a fight is what's called for, unless someone else has a better idea. At least a place a little less likely to have wandering monsters and a place where we can heal up prior to going back into the dungeon with whoever survives this contest of egos.
By the way, to everyone's perspective, it's like 10 in the morning. You woke up from a long rest, killed some zombies, negotiated with 2 people, and then got into a fight. It's not been a very long day.
Feels like it. Feels like it's been a week.
Feels like it's been months.
2
at
weeks.
this point.
Yes.
Months.
Yes.
Part of the problem with not meeting consistently.
Yeah.
Everything feels longer than it actually is.
Yes. But
I mean, Keonoth will walk up to Jarlaxle, and keep walking up to him until he's like really, chest height to overhead.
Jarlaxle doesn't move or anything. He just stands his ground with his crossbow ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wants so bad to kill you.
Jarlaxle rolls his eyes and says, "Pick a different note. The song's getting boring."
So then, Jarlaxle, then precisely is your plan if that we get through this dungeon safely or securely if in fact you beat each other nearly to death and only one of you survives. Assuming it's even you, is your plan just to fight right here?
Jarlaxle kind of turns towards Aristophanes and says, "Oh, don't worry. It will be me."
Yes, and I'll use my friend Lysander's question, and then what will you do afterwards?
Well,
through the dungeon, barely hanging on to life. I don't see anyone who's skilled in the healing arts, unless I'm mistaken.
He'll look at you and say, "Betray you the first chance he gets," and then Keonoth's gonna walk, find a corner and sit down.
Where's he gonna walk?
It's a way of showing you that he's done.
Do you want to move him on the map? Do you want him on the map represented or no?
oh boy.
Keonoth, where are you walking? I didn't hear where you were going.
I believe he was going down the hall in the direction
He's
we
kind
were.
of like walking away down the hall. He went maybe like 15, 20 feet.
The thing is, like, the first secret door, that's the way further into the dungeon. This second secret door is at a Y intersection. I don't know where you're going.
He's just gonna go like 15 feet from you. And
Okay.
basically he's just showing you that he's done.
He just walks away.
He wants to kill you, but he's gonna wait. Because it's his way of acknowledging what everybody's saying without actually acknowledging it.
Okay. Jarlaxle rolls his eyes and calls him a pussy bitch as he walks away.
That's rather unnecessary.
That's rather catty of you.
And he's a high insight character, so he understands that this is like a passive aggressive move, and he's not really responding well to it.
Yeah, he's like a diet high elf. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, do you say that out loud?
No, I do not. That is out of character. You know it.
He turns towards Aristophanes and he says, "My plan." He actually kind of steps a little bit closer to you, and he kind of does one of these like half whispers over in here. He's like, "My plan, since we're both elves, even though you're a massive dick, is to beat him in a fight, knock him unconscious, tie him up, hold him over that pit with all the poison traps, then sort this out once and for all, whether or not we can actually work together. When he's quote unquote at his weakest, he will either work with me or I'll kick him into a pit. But magical manipulations for the month-plus long journey that it's going to take for us to get to Manthal Dareth, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
he ain't no B.A. Baracus."
Says
I
this
knew
in
that
character.
I knew that elf. He was very strong in a fight and very afraid of the flight spell.
That was actually more of like a dwarf character, but yes.
He did pity many who were beneath him in terms of intelligence.
Those damn fools.
All right, so Jarlaxle made a compelling case. Unless Haas or Lysander have a better idea,
Let them fight.
I don't see a much better plan than to let them fight.
Yeah.
No,
So
I don't want them to be fighting because
nothing
this
has
is
occurred to
ridiculous.
Hoss yet.
Yes.
The Hoss doesn't want any of this to happen. But
And does anyone want it to be here, or does anyone want to suggest a better location for this duel?
How about no?
That seems to be off the table, Lysander.
I mean, out of
So-
character, I'm not.
Jarlaxle does the innocent. Jarlaxle does the innocent thing. He puts his hands up and says, "I tried. I tried to talk to him."
Wasn't clear to me.
Yeah,
It sounds very much like if I drop suggestion, you start to kill him.
No, I guess I'm not coming across that way. He's walked away from the situation.
Okay.
You don't walk away from a situation. He said to him, "I will kill you eventually,"
Okay.
but he's walked away.
I
When
read
he
that.
asked,
I read that
when
as
he
I will
asked,
murder you the moment this is dropped.
Yeah, when I asked when Jarlaxle asked the question, if you weren't thinking so hard about whether or not to kill me, would you still kill me? That was That was me kind of asking, if suggestion is not stopping you, will you try and kill this character? And when you said yes, I will still try and kill you.
And I will agree that yes, that's what you said, but you didn't say right now. The specifics is he will kill you, but it won't be right now.
Unfortunately, your way of saying it was interpreted by Jarlaxle and Aristophanes this way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, but you won't know
I'm
what's
forgetting Lysander also read it.
There's one more thing that actually would make sense. So Aristophanes will turn to Keonoth and say, "Would you like to start this duel somewhere else, or do you have some other plan in mind? Because I will let go of this magic. I don't like to use it."
He'll just rumble tired.
Tired. Yes. Fair enough. All right. Well, I'm letting go of my spell.
Jarlaxle's ready with his crossbow and his he actually has a short sword. He tucked his drow scimitar away because Black Lotus poison is so much more effective.
So Keonoth kind of rubs his head, stands up, and
I back off too. I get away from him a little bit.
Yeah.
You get the fuck out of there and charge an Eldritch Blast.
He growls, and it's kind of like, and then there's that momentary. Then he just stands again. He leans against the wall.
Jarlaxle kind of pulls away, and he was like, "Wow, I don't have to kill him today." And he kind of tucks his crossbow away, keeps the short sword out, and he's like, "Well, I guess that proves me wrong."
Let's kill our mutual enemies. How about that? Who thinks that's a good idea? Oh, yes, one vote.
Out of character, really quickly. Yeah, Lysander, you were always my favorite. Aristophanes, really quickly, out of character. How do you feel about this traitor to your kind of civilization and the foundation it's built on, and supporting him in this moment?
I don't trust him per se, but these people who saved my life more or less seem to, and certainly say they need him. So I'm more being very practical here and saying they seem to have an uneasy truce, and I'm going to try and prevent them from killing each other and helping me get out of this dungeon as well. I mean, I'm not sure I could get out of here alive without their help. So
that's the immediate concern.
Yeah, if they tear each other apart, then that doesn't help me very much.
And also, am I noticing a lack of accent from last week or last session?
I'm dialing it down a little bit, but I'm also, it's a little hard to do when I'm. But I'm not. I'm maybe not purposefully. That was more or less out of character, though. That was more Paul talking there. So.
Oh, I really liked the Carius Elways impersonation attempt.
I'll keep going with it.
It helped me.
Governor, you gotta just you go bring it up a notch.
You gotta not be afraid to sound like an idiot, because I sound like an idiot every day.
Rather
sound like you're gargling soup while you're trying to speak.
I don't think that's accurate, but thank you.
Anyways,
rolls off the tongue, kind of like the R's. I don't know what accent that was.
I don't really know either. And rolling off the tongue like the R's is either Spanish or Scottish. It's not English.
No,
very bad English.
Aye, laddies, that'll be rolling these R's right into your arse.
So says the high elf.
Let me guess. Rose is like right there, isn't she?
Yeah. Sort of.
Okay.
Anyway, would someone like to lead the way?
Jarlaxle says, "Yeah, quick question: which way are we going?
Oh boy.
Because to everyone's understanding last session, the way this way was a new path discovered by Hoss and Jarlaxle. Wait, hold on. This way was the actual direction out of the dungeon.
We're following the Dwarf Queen's instructions.
Right.
Am I incorrect?
Yeah, we're following her instructions. The discussion before this happened was, yes, I guess, so Hoss says...
A little bit of a kerfuffle happened between Lysander and Hoss about whether to go off track for loot and experience or to stay on track and get out of here as quick as possible.
And I voted to get the heck out of here.
Yes, Lysander voted vehemently to get the heck out of here, and it was actually a very impressive
Jarlaxle voted for let's take our time, but
no. Hoss was also in favor. Like he
Hoss,
was.
Hoss was interested in. So okay, I mean, we could have this discussion in character.
I would appreciate it. Yes.
When Jarlaxle says that, Hoss from the floor says, well, we need to get out of here. We need to get to Darth. What's it called again? Brigandarth. We need to get to Brigandarth.
Brigandarth is the organization, but I understand what you're talking about.
Right. We need to get to
Menthol Dareth.
Menthol Dareth. We need to get to Menthol Dareth. Right now, if we get to Menthol Dareth, we have no way of liberating Jolf. If we can...
Jarlaxle literally does that.
Well, like Hoss says, to the best of my knowledge, we don't have any way of liberating him. A jailbreak, and there is a cold distaste in the way he says it, and he's looking at Lysander, is impractical and unlikely.
Jarlaxle nods.
I never said a jailbreak. I said we'd figure it out.
Right. I'm figuring it out. If we can make some minimal divergences on the way through here, we might find resources to get the way through. I'm not saying we spend a week here. I'm saying we open a few extra doors on our way out.
But out is that way.
Out is down, literally and figuratively, as far as the map.
Yes.
And
by the way, up, down, left, right.
Was that?
Just real quickly, up, down, left, right refers to me looking at the maps, which are designed with a very Eurocentric point of view, left to right, top to bottom.
We're all Eurocentric here.
Geographically, if you rotate it 180 degrees, that's the actual north, south, east, west that you're progressing.
Okay.
So I'm looking at a map. I'm referring to the map.
Just and that's why I'm not.
Reference.
That's why I'm not saying things like north, south, east, west, is because it would actually be more confusing.
So our map is oriented with south on the top, the Roll20?
No, your map is oriented with south at the bottom. It's oriented with your progression top left to bottom right of a map.
Okay.
How about we just say up or down if we're going to be referring to those directions for the moment?
The reason I say it is because up sometimes refers to the ceiling. That's why I'm clarifying it.
We are not. Oh, geez. Oh, okay. Now we have to get into that. Okay.
So
forwards
all right. So
or backwards.
up and down, up or down. Okay. Let's say up and down levels, and north, south, east, west according to the map. So south and down is our next step out. There is a Y intersection here where we could just take a look down and open a few doors and see if we find a big pile of gold, and then continue.
Hoss, really quickly make me an intelligence check, because you stepped out in the corridor. You're familiar with dungeons. You experienced it with your previous companions.
Intelligence, was it?
Yeah.
13.
Okay. Continue.
I finished all my dinner.
Okay. In a little bit, I'll get you some dessert. Okay? Can you take your plates in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm all in favor of finding big piles of gold. Certainly.
Okay, so yeah, that was 13. So so I'm not saying that we're not rushing to get Joff. I'm saying that we need resources to get there. We also need to get there alive. Now, this is out of character. Is Lysander, as he's saying we can't stop for anything, is he unaware that Hoss is bloodied, or is he ignoring the fact that Hoss is bloodied?
He
Good
was
question.
unaware of this.
You should be aware of it. Because
That-
Hoss is because I've been saying I said last session numerous times.
Sorry, yes.
I'm very badly hurt.
Understood. In which case, I'd still say let's not delve further into the dungeon away from where the exit is, because that would lead to more damage.
Do we need to take a brief pause and bandage wounds and such? Or whatever.
Yeah,
robots have to do.
Hoss says, I would appreciate a moment.
I have no objection.
Okay.
Yes, let's.
Because last week I assumed you were ignoring the fact that
I had no idea.
that like Hoss has cracks all over him.
I had no idea because I didn't realize that's what you meant.
Through him.
I didn't realize that's what you meant. Okay.
It was like Lysander was saying, stay on track, get through this as quickly as possible, whereas Hoss was saying, let's go off the side.
Yes, that's my concern. Whether or not we stop for a break to heal, not a problem. But if we're getting into more trouble, that's something that Lysander is kind of against right now. And that's one of the reasons why, is we've gotten injured every step of the way and had to rest. We're not making good time here.
No kidding.
So okay, so yeah, so like that's
Should we just turn back at this point?
no, like let's say some of that might have been in characters, like Lysander says something to that effect is like, it's almost like we shouldn't have gone through the fortress.
This is still faster, actually.
Jarlaxle rolls his eyes and says, whose bright idea was it to go through this damn fortress?
I did not.
I don't know who you're pointing to. Sorry.
He's looking at Jarlaxle and pointing at Lysander.
We should be pointing at a couple of the other characters who are no longer with us also.
Jarlaxle rubs his head and he says, no, to be fair, I wanted to be underground too.
Yeah.
I miss being away from that god-awful burning thing in the sky, whatever that is.
Hey, you roped me into this. No, you roped me into this. No, wait.
Well, but certainly resting in bed couldn't take more than an hour. I mean, that's not a long delay.
That wasn't supposed to go on the microphone, but
it's okay. Yeah, it was like, how about we continue this discussion on the
peacefully.
phone?
So everyone's deciding.
So like the whole time that we've been talking, or rather you guys been talking, and also that the previous conversation went on, you may catch on that like Hoss has his coat open and has like, you know, like the hole kind of open in his shirt, and has actually been like doing doing what you recognize from now, seeing over time, is like mending spells on himself.
Hoss has secretly been taking a short rest this whole time.
Yeah, no, that's a message I sent to Michael. Is like Hoss is like lying on the floor, like, well, not lying. He's sitting on the floor there. I'm like trying to sneak in a short rest.
What's funny is that with this amount of time, you might actually get it. We are at an hour and 9 minutes right now.
Well, the thing is, we spent a good portion of that involved in combat, where every action takes 6 seconds. So
yeah, exactly.
We're
So
like,
it's been an hour and 9 minutes.
We're like halfway through a long rest or a short rest. If anybody wants to take a short rest, that's fine. You can go ahead and roll your hit dice now. I would like somebody to please roll me a d12. And is anybody taking watch?
I'm taking a short rest.
I'll watch. But
All right. What was that? Lysander?
I'm watching.
I heard you, Keonoth. Lysander, what did you want to say?
I will also keep watch.
Okay. Go, Lysander, also roll a perception check.
Ah, crap. There it is.
Would somebody who is not busy getting their hit points back please roll a d12? Keonoth, this would be an opportune time for you to roll.
Oh, I will roll that d12. Hold on. I
already rolled it.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
Keonoth, this would be a good time for you to heal from your wounds from your battle with Jarlaxle.
I've only got 2 hit die, and I'm not going to spend it.
All right.
And yeah,
So
I
you
rolled.
I'm going to.
Hit dice don't do any good when you're dead. You might as well roll them.
Yeah.
I guess I
Or
will.
don't.
I really don't want to.
Keonoth, don't roll them. Just leave them. Keep them in
I'm not going to
reserve.
get them back. I'm not going to get.
Yeah. Yeah, you just
Give me
save
half back on the
save
long
that healing potion for when you really need it. And at the end of the dungeon, when you have 999 healing potions, you'll understand that you never
I gotta-
really needed them.
Should use a potion of fire breath on Jarlaxle.
I think that would be an okay time.
Who got the potion of fire breath?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, you gave it to me.
Who was the genius to give the barbarian a potion of fire breath?
Everybody, you all agreed to do it.
Yeah, there's no debate about this.
It seemed pretty cool. Besides,
I can summon a magical animal that can actually use the potion of fire breath and become a.
What the fuck?
Familiar's allowed to drink
Bruce?
Familiar's
Bruce, is that
allowed to
you?
drink potions and breathe.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just wondering why the hell you would do that.
It's one more attack, one more creature to attack with.
Wait,
Comfortably healed.
does that circumvent the ruling about familiars not being able to use actions to attack?
They can't use attacks, but apparently there's been an official sage advice that says using the fire breath is not an attack.
yes, you can
I
do other things.
You can
I
disregard.
suppose the fact that you pour your potion, the thing that you don't get a lot of and they only have a short-term use, if you literally decide to pour it down your familiar, that's pretty clever. The fact that it was released in a sage's advice, meaning that everybody saw it, kind of decreases the cleverness factor.
I just
Meaning
want to know how many people needed to ask that question for them to do that. Like, how many times does that come up in a game?
Honestly, Michael, I asked a question of Chris Perkins, and it was the single most explosive thing I've ever put on Twitter. I got so many responses from that. Like, that's the only time that my notifications is blown up.
What was that?
Because I asked a question.
Wow.
What was the question?
Yeah.
The question was, why aren't dragons a part of the Ranger revised familiar option? And the reason was because Rangers could get dragons in the greater familiar option at 6th or 8th level. I didn't read that far ahead, so I didn't know. And the thing is that if you ever post anything on social media, the fastest way to get a lot of people talking to you, ask their opinions.
Yeah.
Really quickly, we know that Keonoth and Lysander, what did you roll for perception?
15.
Okay.
Check roll 20. Yeah.
Okay. Out of character, Hoss, you said you were binding wounds. Are you going to spend your whole hour kind of like checking over everything and spending every 6 seconds casting a mending spell to patch yourself? Are you going to do anything?
I'm taking a normal short rest.
Well, what does that entail?
Binding wounds, spending hit dice. What that looks like for him is, so I imagine I haven't always known mending, so I heal normally.
Mm-hmm.
Mending I use to speed it up.
Yeah.
So instead of like binding a wound and like wrapping, instead of like wrapping myself in splints and duct tape, I'm now using mending instead, because that's like a more efficient way of doing things.
It's replacing all the vines that you used before with actual proper cord.
Right, exactly. So it doesn't take me any longer to bind wounds than anybody else.
Yeah,
and
mechanically, yeah.
It's just I do it differently.
Okay.
So that like taking a short rest, I'm doing the healing stuff, so that occupies my time. I suppose I could also be on watch because in theory that's possible, but I'm not really doing anything else aside from putting things back in order, getting ready to go.
Okay. And Aristophanes, you're hanging out with a bunch of bloody, angry strangers who you met like literally an hour less ago. What are you doing with your short rest?
I am also resting up and binding wounds, I guess, or doing minor healing magics, whatever the equivalent is for the poison damage I took for spending hit dice.
Oh, you took damage? Oh, I'm shocked.
You made me take damage for the poison when I was waking up, because I was still poisoned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember what made me take damage, and then I remembered.
Yes. Technically, your esophagus has been burnt this entire time.
You were in fact poisoned, and it took them a little bit of fuddling about to realize, oh yeah, this poisoned guy is poisoned.
Yes,
So.
and we can heal it. Yes, we have the technology.
We can converse a little bit, and in fact, like when it's apparent that you got like a thing going on with your throat, Haas will actually pull out some stuff from his pack, and he's got some tea leaves.
No.
It's like try some of this, and so like he sets it up, and then like, well, I guess we don't have much water, do we?
We really don't.
We don't have the create water that we used to have.
Oh, we don't have the druid. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you don't have create water. You don't have create food. The only thing that you've been given is, by the mercy of Paul, a create light spell.
Right. So
our resources are gone.
Haas actually,
I have a bunch of rations.
well, Haas pulls out the tea leaves, right, and is actually like getting ready to like, and he gets to the point where like he needs to get water, and he's like, "I'm very sorry, we don't really have much water this year."
Chew this.
That's rather exciting. I can see why you guys didn't want to go back to the surface.
So maybe we'll figure this out. But I guess maybe try to chew some of this. It's good. It's good for the throat.
Yeah, wait, Paul, does that mean your character should have been speaking like they've smoked a pack a day for 50 years or something? like how's it going? And then the moment he heals up, oh well, yes, it's good to meet you all.
Because I'm in medical school, because the esophagus is what we decided is now wounded on him. Yes, Aristophanes, you do in fact recognize that your simple cuboidal epithelial was torn from all of the poison.
That's my favorite epithelial.
All right, so just to double check, there was a 4 on the D20. Keonoth and Lysander, they both rolled mid-teens on their perception checks, correct?
Yeah, I haven't rolled yet, but
You didn't roll a perception check? Go ahead and roll.
Tell me to.
I can roll.
16.
16? Okay, yeah. So you're mid-teens, Lysander's mid-teens. Okay. Your hour of /watch / eating tea leaves and drinking honey together passes relatively uneventfully up until about the 55-minute mark.
Oh, and I also cast a ritual cast Find Familiar because I have some time now.
And you have the casting components for your spell?
Yeah, I bought 2 sets of the components, so
just so you know, with the thumb out, it read like this. You had your thumb out, so it was 2.
I have 3. No, wait, 2.
Yes, I have 1. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now you have 1 casting of your Find Familiar spell. It takes you like 11 minutes, I think?
Yeah, you're right, because it's 10 plus the normal casting. Is that how it works?
Yeah, 10 plus normal casting.
Yep. Well, no, that can't be right, because normal casting is an hour. So
wow.
Wait, I may have pulled that off the ritual caster list, which makes everything take an hour. No?
Hold on, let me pull up the 5th edition.
I do remember Find Familiar being.
Maybe the normal casting is an hour. I've never
I think I've cast it at one
with rapt attention.
I'm still traumatized with 3.5. I never have familiars. Familiars are liabilities.
But familiars were basically death traps. Are you kidding?
It's an hour. It's normally an hour.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are mid-cast of this spell, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but part of the casting component is a bronze brazier, correct?
Yep. And it is brass.
Where are you carrying that?
Oh, brass. The implication here is that, yes, Aristophanes, as part of his backpack, has a brass brazier tucked into the back of it.
That's not impractical. No, that's a bowl. You may also eat out of it.
Aristophanes, go ahead and mark off like a gold or a silver for a brass brazier.
Or wait. No, wait. No, you're right. I didn't buy it. I will mark off a gold. That makes sense.
Wait, hold on. Scott, how do you pronounce that? Because I got it wrong the first time I said it.
A brazier is what you use to hold breasts.
That's what I said.
You got a brass.
A brazier is the cup that you put a little fire.
The brazier.
Yes, because the corset disintegrates as your familiar takes form.
Oh my!
That's the thing. Because I learned this word from playing Stronghold, the video game, where you can make braziers. where you would light your archers' arrows on fire. I called it a brazier, and the entire table laughed at me. I was like, "Wait, what's the word?" I was like,
Yeah, it's like on paper. Like, how do you pronounce that word?
brazier. That's what I called it. So
yes, hello.
You pull out this giant brass bowl because I don't want to be laughed at again.
There you go.
You set it down. You throw in some herbs.
These could really hold some.
Lighting some incense on fire, and you're speaking as you kind of waving it above your head and dangling it in, pulling a whole Inara. That's not incense routines. Lights on fire.
And magical owl pops out.
Okay, in 15 minutes, a magical owl pops out. Right now, you're kind of bent over the bowl, kind of casting these components, doing your thing, and you gotta keep focusing on that.
Yeah.
And like it gets to a point where like, okay, it's all going, and now you're just kind of like trying to mush the smoke so it's not dissipating so quickly. To back in, back in.
Get the
You
smoke
can't go
back
away
in.
yet. Smoke back in.
Yes, don't let the magic smoke out. That's when you know your PC's gone bad.
My PC's fine.
On two different levels.
If nobody minds, by the way, I can see the D12 roll on D20, which was a 9, still not enough to warrant a random encounter. If nobody minds, I'm going to assume everyone's current positions are the positions where they are when this event happens.
Sure.
That's you, right?
Which one is me?
This one's you.
Maybe move me just the middle of the room. Move me 2 down.
That's 1.
Fine.
That's 2.
Fine.
And I would be more happy if I was turned
Toss
around.
has been watching you do things. He's kind of like up next to you.
There we go.
You want to be turned that way?
Yeah, because I'm keeping watch.
You know now that he's like a student of that.
We can assume that Keonoth is turned the other way, watching the other door.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, I'm not going to place it on the map because it might be relevant, it might not. Lysander.
Yes.
At this moment, 55 minutes out of 110 in 70. Damn it. Fucking, I wish we had the metric system. At this point, 55 minutes out of 70 in Aristophanes' ritual that Host is intently watching.
Sure.
You notice a figure come darting out of this passageway, and you recognize this figure. He's dressed in a lot of black, but it seems to kind of have this lightweight, shiny exterior. In one hand, he carries a dagger. In the other hand, his hand is bandaged so that his fingers don't move. And he is running basically directly towards you. You would recognize this as a human who is the Black Lotus assassin from like yesterday.
Didn't we throw him in the...
You didn't throw him in anything. You gave him a dagger and said good luck and left him.
And told him to get the hell out. Yeah.
He's playing Fortnite in real life.
He's going to slash at you with his dagger.
No.
His dagger pretty clearly misses as he kind of slides between your legs and keeps running. So,
can I just go ahead and Eldritch Blast him against the door?
15, 20. At this point,
attacks of opportunity, anybody?
He uses a bonus action disengage.
Oh, come on.
Ignore that.
He is a rogue.
He literally, like, to your perception, he slashes towards your face. You kind of dodge out of the way. He uses one of those like, hold on, watch my finger. One of those football maneuvers to kind of circle around you and continue down the secret passageway and out the other door and just goes running. At this point on the map, he is. Hold on, wait, where was he? 5.
We played in the Hidden Shrine. We played football. Well, at least one version of.
I'm going to say
he is like right about there. So he actually has a spear
looking down.
Parkour.
He kind of parkour and blasted through you guys, and he is now roughly in between Jarlaxle and Keonoth.
Okay, if he's still there, then yeah, he saw it.
You guys can now get an action against him.
Did I get a look at his face, by the way?
You would recognize him as the Black Lotus agent, yes.
No, I mean, did he look frightened? Did he look determined?
He looked determined, but after his slash, he seemed to be heading for the other door.
Oh, he's focused on getting the hell out. Okay, yep.
Could I grapple him?
Why not?
You can certainly try.
Shit.
Hi. No? I think so. Okay. Michael's teaching us not to leave captives alive. Slowly.
24?
No, I mean this is one of the options that guy had.
Yeah, sure.
You said 24, right?
Yep.
Okay. Unfortunately, he is able to dodge out of the way.
They're both
Okay.
soft cats. I think it's because they're short hair. It doesn't get messy.
So that was Keonoth. Jarlaxle's not going to do anything because this guy just goes running past him. He's like, oh, hey, it's that guy. Lysander, Hoss, and not Aristophanes because he's busy with his ritual.
Yeah, I don't
do
want ritual.
Okay. Do I have like a turn? Do I have enough time to?
You have a turn.
I haven't put away my gun because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but it's probably leaning up against the wall next to me. So I guess I'm going to try to take a shot at him.
Go ahead and take your shot.
Yeah. So like Hoss is like. Yeah. So what I was saying the moment ago, while you guys were, is like I was going to say that if he hadn't stopped there, Hoss wouldn't know that he was there. Like Hoss was looking at what he was doing. Hoss would if he kept if he had another action that took him out of sight, Hoss wouldn't have known he was there. But he didn't make it quite far enough. So it was like Hoss is like, what the fuck? And grabs the thing and like cocks the Nerf bolt and is going to take a shot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, definitely. Hoss should definitely not throw away his shot. Out of curiosity, Keonoth, what did you roll on the die? Did you roll like a 19?
17 plus 7.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
I still missed him.
I know, but he's a fucking expert in like everything.
Wily.
So
should have killed him.
15.
As you fire this blast, you can kind of recognize the maneuver he's about to pull. He seems to be familiar with the way that your weapon works.
Mm-hmm.
Faster than a crossbow, but still functionally linear like a crossbow. And he kind of immediately dodges to the side out of the way, and your blast flies past and slams into the stonework.
He jukes. To continue the football analogy. Yeah.
He zigs when he should have zagged.
Yes. Dear Shaylee, what was that?
So let's see. Lysander, you still have 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Yeah, so I guess.
I very much do.
I just fired
straight for him.
Out of what looks like a broken crossbow.
I have things to learn from you. Metal.
Go ahead and roll, Lysander.
Sure. And I think I have the correct roll. There we go. And
Hoss says, "Pardon me," is all that's happening.
because I kept rolling with the wrong bonus because I'm an idiot. That's a 20 for the first.
That'll hit.
And just for the heck of it, let's see if the second one gets 17.
That'll also hit. Roll 2 attacks. No hex, but you do get to add your invocation damage.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's going to be 2d10 plus 4. Not too shabby. That's 11 force damage, and he gets pushed 20 feet in the opposite direction of wherever I am from him. Yeah, so he's going to hit the door.
So the door is actually open. Nobody said they were closing them. He goes flying down the hallway, and as he kind of hits the dirt, he then immediately pulls a ballerina 180 pirouette and starts diving. To your guys' perspective, it would be towards the right, more in this direction.
Mm-hmm.
And he disappears from sight.
Except to the south from our perspective. Right.
No. He's going south, and then he breaks west.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Reveal areas.
Oh, that seems important.
He slams like to the. Oh yeah, select. He slams like here, and immediately starts heading this way out of sight.
Okay.
Does anybody pursue?
I would like to go in the direction he's going.
Oh, lost Mike.
Mike has departed.
Mike?
Uh,
Mike has
so
to. Uh-oh.
Hey.
is-
Mike,
Hey.
you're alive.
I am alive. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I think I might have accidentally hung up.
Oh,
While trying to activate Skype, I think I might have accidentally hit the hang up button.
oops. It
So,
happens.
Lysander, you said you were going to head after him, right?
Yes. I'm gonna say, well, what are we waiting for? And start, heading after him.
By the way, whoever made the crack about me teaching you not to leave captives alive, that's not true. This is something entirely unrelated. Keonoth, are you going to listen to Lysander as he charges off, or are you going to stay behind? Jarlaxle seems
behind.
intent on staying behind.
I'm staying behind because I said we should have killed him last time.
You're teaching us not to leave captives alive.
Yep.
You are still busy with your ritual, so I assume you're staying behind.
Yeah, I don't want to wreck this. I only have so many uses of the components.
Just gonna lean against the wall and watch Lysander run out.
Let me know if you're dying.
Yes, Lysander runs by and you try to keep the smoke in as it tries to follow me.
What did Haas say when he left?
He's mixed.
Yeah, like so Haas. Haas is kind of Haas is surprised, and he's not going to make a move if there is if a pursuit begins. Haas will join him.
Lysander is chasing after him as he dives out of line of sight. Everyone else seems intent on staying where they are.
Okay, so Haas is going to follow Lysander.
Okay.
And like behind him is like kind of says behind him like make sure Aristophanes finishes his ritial.
Oh, why? Thank you.
As he runs by, I'm shaking. Keonoth is shaking his head.
Jinkies, gang.
I would like Jarlaxle. I would like Lysander and Haas to please make perception checks real quickly.
Okay.
Sure, that I can do. Oh, I suck. Wow.
Perception checks.
That's a 9.
13.
All right. Haas, you actually, I don't know why I had you roll those. That was actually a very stupid decision. You watch as the Black Lotus agent dives around the corner in what is essentially only one option from where he could run. Let me just. All right. And he heads that way. And you and Lysander chase him around the corner, and you are able to catch him as he is able to use some sort of wall running trick to get across a pit and is heading around the corner.
He's the Prince of Persia.
Holy crap, this guy.
As the pair of you run up to this pit, you look down and you realize this is the same pit that Haas got poisoned in and Aristophanes' friend died in.
Yep.
You recognize that going down the secret door would actually be backtracking.
So what if we went back to the secret door that we came out of and wait for him to loop around again if he does?
Is that what you decide to do?
I mean, there's nowhere else he can really go at this
You
rate.
probably don't have a lot of time to decide if he's
Yeah,
running.
I snap decision. I'm heading back into the secret hallway that we were in.
Yeah, I guess Haas is going to kind of like as a last. Do I have? No, I don't have Haas. As a last ditch, Haas is going to like step over here and try to just take a shot. Where's my? Well, take a shot down this hall if the guy pops in the view.
Okay.
Overall, our head.
Yeah, exactly.
And
He does. The pair of you can take your shots as you watch as the Black Lotus agent does actually cross the narrow secret entrance doorway for like a second.
Okay.
So he will get some cover, but you guys can take your shots as he kind of continues back down the way that you had come before.
Okay.
Lee Harvey Oswald was a pussy.
Wow. So that's a nat 1 on the first one.
Ouch.
So that goes wide
roll
hard.
Where's the?
And second one is an 8.
Oh, God.
More than goes wide.
Oh,
What is what is this?
More than goes wide. Jarlaxle or Lysander, I need you to roll damage on your first attack.
Oh no. Oh, I'm the only one there.
I'm trying to not hit people too much, so I didn't hit the
And
guy.
Yeah,
Also-
you elected not to fire when you realized that your companions were crowded into the hallway.
Okay. However, with the amount of movement I'd have, would I be able to get back to the same exact spot I'm standing in, facing up, or no?
This isn't a combat. This is more of like a flex situation where you saw him dive around the corner. You recognize that where he's going, you run over this way, and you shoot it from one doorway to another out of desperation.
So somebody might get hit by 4 points of force damage and hit the wall.
All right, Aristophanes, I need you to roll a concentration check.
Crap.
Wait, isn't Aristophanes sitting on the floor?
Yeah, I was wondering about that too.
Aristophanes is currently casting a ritual with Keonoth and Jarlaxle first. I rolled a d4 with Keonoth being 1 to 2, Jarlaxle being 3, and Aristophanes being 4, and I rolled a 4.
Okay.
He had one of the least amount of chances to get hit.
14.
Even though this blast kind of cuts one of your ears and hurts a little bit, you're able to continue focusing on your ritual.
Dear Lord.
You are now a half elf.
Did I take 4 points of damage? Is that the upshot of all this?
Yes.
You also, took 4 points of damage as the Black Lotus agent has disappeared out of sight, and with his roguelike speed, he is able to disappear very, very quickly out of sight.
Yeah, you bastard.
Be careful, man.
I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Hoss, you're intelligent. You can make an intelligence check really quickly.
Sure.
I'm also intelligent.
Yeah, but you don't have experience with a Black Lotus agent.
That's true.
Critical success, 22.
Nice.
Wow. Even more than I was going to give you. You recognize that if this Black Lotus agent came back to make a single attack against Lysander and then immediately try and get out of the way of everybody else, he wasn't trying to attack Lysander, because if he'd wanted to attack, he could have carved him up.
Probably.
He was looking for something. And the fact that you ran away indicates that maybe he actually got it.
Wait, got what?
Pickpocketed.
Hoss is the one with these thoughts running through his head. Lysander, you were apologizing profusely to
shooting a man in the ear.
for cutting the side of
my
his face.
spell.
So Haas is thinking about this. Is your spell finished yet? Where are we?
I still have like 15 minutes.
Okay. All right. So while we're
pockets.
talking, or rather while this is going on.
I mean, I can stop, but it's these
I'm
components
sorry.
are precious.
I'm fiddling with a mic. I should stop doing that. Haas kind of like looks down the hallway, and so he was going to say like, so no, well, I was going to have Haas say, and I will continue to do so. Haas says, "Well, that was fun." He kind of looks down the hallway in the darkness, and then says, "He wouldn't have come here just to run past us and run away. He came here for something." Is anybody missing anything?
And another question of mine: if I'm trained in sleight of hand, would I have been able to stop whatever I think he was doing? Because I'm about to roll perception to check my person.
You don't need to roll perception to check your person. He rolled sleight of hand against your passive perception. You would recognize at this point, Lysander, that the Black Lotus pin that you stole from him is now gone.
Damn it! That was going to be a linchpin in my whole plan.
Sorry, Lysander.
Damn it.
Should have killed him.
God. Does that work? They would be against my passive perception, or would I roll perception as he's... I'm trying to figure it out. I actually have not had to steal from somebody by picking their pocket in D&D.
If somebody, in 5th edition, because there's passive stats, if somebody is just kind of doo-doo-doo walking down the street, or, oh my god, he's slashing on my face, passive perception is what we use to figure out if his trickery with his fingers is good enough to avoid being detected when he's doing something else.
I mean, in the moment, if you had realized this is not, the attack makes no sense and called for it, you might have been able to roll actively.
Yes.
But
if you can see him coming and he's like, oh, he's going for my pockets, active awareness is a perception check.
Okay,
This was sleight of hand versus perception.
I understand.
Or,
I'd recognized it was a feign because I thought he was trying to get past me. I wasn't sure what that was. So, okay, that's entirely fair. And that sucks.
Replies to you and says, "Everyone deserves a chance, Keonoth."
Prove self. Bad.
At least I shot him.
he had his chance. And then there's a beat, and then Haas adds, though I won't say he wasn't provoked.
Is that pin quite useful for anyone but himself?
We could have used it to impersonate a Black Lotus agent.
And he could have used it to track our location anywhere on Earth, anywhere on what's the name of the, and anywhere anywhere on this plane.
Karen.
Karen.
Well, what one-
Caeyrn.
Yes, we could have been tracked, and that was pointed out and ignored.
Well, yeah, it's ignored in favor of, and I'm going to go ahead and do the whole like change my face thing because I haven't actually done that in front of Aristophanes. I could totally just pretend to be him and be all mysterious and say, "Hey, I'd like to see our slaves because we'd love to poke at a couple of them." These
I
are
mean,
my
if you
friends,
chase
by the
him
way.
down and kill him, you can still get the pin back.
Yeah, no, we're chatting at this point. He's getting out of there. Apparently, he's way faster than us in terms of hand speed.
He's trick though.
It's the thing about rogues is that they have cunning action dash with a in the chase mechanics they don't specifically call for it, but he also happens to have a pretty strong constitution, so he can get quite a few dashes in. And with the twisting halls of this dungeon, you're pretty sure you wouldn't be able to keep up with him.
True. I was also thinking that with my 35-foot move speed, I would actually probably have a better chance of catching up to him, but it's not realistically going to happen if he keeps dashing.
Yeah. Rogues run faster than everyone.
Except for monks.
Which makes perfect sense.
Yeah. They have a lot of practice.
Yeah.
I mean,
one step ahead of
Lysander, you would have a chance, but the problem is that he can run faster than you quicker.
Mm-hmm.
You have a little bit more of a sprinter or a marathon body.
Or I could cast fly and chase after him at 60 feet per round.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to do that. But at this point, yeah, the conversation's kind of dragged on. So
no. Well, damn it.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, now I have
Did
to...
you catch that?
I didn't catch that, sorry.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Ha.
If only I awarded inspiration for bad puns.
You should start doing that.
No. You get more of what you reward. That's a fundamental principle of behavior.
I should have used my inspiration when I shot at him.
Oh,
damn it! I should have used my inspiration when I shot at him.
Forgot about that.
I don't have
You
inspiration.
retroactively use your inspiration to not.
I don't actually have inspiration.
To be fair, before you waste your inspirations on something like this, he also got a long rest.
I just didn't want to be hit.
Oh no! I'm just saying, like it would have. Well,
Yeah.
Also, I didn't actually have inspiration. I hoped I did, but I just scrolled up on my sheet and I don't have it.
Wait, what?
I don't have a point. I used it last time.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I've erased Lysander from my list of inspiration points. Lysander and Keonoth are the only ones without them.
Damn it.
Well,
But yeah,
I finish up this magical recipe and we continue further into this darkest dungeon.
in the direction that he went. Also, other thought. Now I have to use my secondary plan, which is make myself look like him, and then use minor illusion to create a seal, which is not going to work.
Well,
damn it.
It might work.
Oh, for like 2
am I
seconds,
correct?
I get stabbed.
in thinking that what we previously had done was this, and then this.
No, you are correct in thinking that what you did originally was, hold on.
So we did this.
This down to the pit.
Oh, okay, from the other way.
Past the pit. Jarlaxle said, "Hey, secret door." And then Haas said, "Hey, here's a branch that we haven't explored yet, or we can continue on the path that the queen gave us."
I just realized that we would have actually gone in a bit of a loop at that point. Yeah.
Let's make black and white.
I didn't.
No, that's his. He's black.
I am black. Yes.
Just look at, from this angle, look at there's no more color for a minute there on the board.
Oh yeah, because we're bright orange. I took it away.
I didn't correct you because nobody would have the ability to correct that point. But yes, the way to avoid the giant pit in the middle of the hallway that the dwarves walked down was the secret door that the dwarves didn't tell anybody about.
Mm-hmm.
Rather clever.
Okay.
So now that you've seen all this, Haas, you now recognize that the top of the Y intersection, where beyond the map it goes hard left and gentle right, that was actually where you had this first discussion where Jarlaxle said, "Hey, why don't we go down this nobody cares about path? because we'll get loot and treasure.
Except we just went through a shortcut through the area we just walked down, so... Would I then be correct in saying that we would go in a loop if we just went back up?
If you went back up, yes, you would be heading back towards the Y intersection. And if you
So-
took a hard left, you would
Is this
head
the Y
back
intersection you were
circle.
talking about?
No.
Nope.
No.
This Y.
The
There's one up
Y,
here
Y
somewhere.
Y intersection is past this line.
So does
It is
that...
off map.
Okay.
map. It is off map.
So
It is a Y intersection that you already experienced. A Y intersection very similar. If you look in the pit over in the corner, hard left from all the characters, a Y intersection like this.
Okay, so what
This
I
is
had
where we
previous,
were.
Down here, there's a Y intersection.
yeah, from your description, what I understood was that there was a Y intersection somewhere up here, and one of these went downward.
No, you got past this pit, and then you found the secret door on the left, and then this way led to a Y intersection.
Oh, my mistake.
The way down off map, that leads to just more hallway. Literally, to your guys' viewpoint, there's nothing but long ass hallway.
Okay, so I'm a little frustrated that our characters wouldn't know that this was a loop. Because
I was surprised when I said there's a left turn, and then Jarlaxle finds a secret door on the left, but I don't want to correct you when you're going to
Right.
make a mistake.
But we also have no basis for judging distance. Like if because this blacked out section is 20 feet by 40 feet. That's like it would fit in these two rooms. I would think that we would realize that. But
And
okay.
that's why I was going to give you an intelligence check when you could recognize it to sort of be like, hey,
okay.
wait a minute, this happened.
So
Okay.
unintentionally, by me insisting that we keep going south on the map, I know. I was actually unintentionally saying, let's continue in the direction we were going to go anyway.
Yeah, so this is the way we're supposed to be going.
Yes, and I've been arguing this entire time. We go that way because that's the way out.
Well, luckily, we've taken long enough. My recipe is done.
Yeah.
Everyone, here, and out from the
Yes,
brazier pops a little
after-
gray owl. Everyone,
after-
meet Athene. Athene, meet everyone.
Hello, Athene.
That's very cool.
Wait.
Paul, did you have to name it Athene?
I could come up with a different name if it makes you feel better.
It would make me feel a little bit better that you're not just stealing an owl from a different game and putting it in this game.
I kind of like the idea of the same owl being used across games, and it's aware of this fact.
Well, of course you do, Keonoth. Your characters have crossed dimensions.
Yes, Caden's actual story is that he's
It's not
crossed
fine familiar. It's the Athene spell.
Yes, there's only one Athene. Find Athene is what it is. So.
Okay, so
All right, I appear to have made a mistake in drawing this line here at the top end because now I can't delete it.
that's. In any case, so we should have been heading the direction I've been suggesting this whole time, because the other way would be back into the dungeon where we've already explored a fair amount of it.
Yes, but you did avoid an entire branch of the dungeon. A branch that Jarlaxle was encouraging people to go down. That's the other reason I didn't dissuade you, is because, Hoss, you were raising a point that Jarlaxle had already raised, and everybody but you had talked down. So if you convince people to go down this branch, that was entirely on you.
Okay.
Airy. Light.
Everyone meet Strigi. This is Strigi. Pleased to meet everyone.
Strigi.
Yes.
What'd you do? A Greek mythology search and pick the first random name?
Owls are birds from the order Strigiformes.
Well,
Oh,
all right then.
This is my dragon. I forget.
Yeet.
My dragon
I
Draco.
can't. I was gonna say from Norse mythology, Nidhogger or Jormungandr or something like.
Probably shouldn't use Jormungandr because I'm pretty sure that's the World Devourer.
That is a bad idea. Yeah.
But yeah, Aristophanes, please write down that your familiar's name is Street.
Strigi.
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 I'm never going to remember that. It's
That's
something.
okay. I don't expect you to.
You're gonna call it
It's
street and then
something.
just street, yo. Okay.
Strigi.
Is always from the west side.
Yeah.
So is Aristophanes female?
Elf.
No, male.
I'm just checking.
I consider playing cross gender, but sometimes it's a challenge, or that's in trouble sometimes. So.
There was that one time I pulled off an Aaron's voice by accident.
Yeah.
So shall we continue
Hold
into the
on.
dungeon?
Yep, let's continue.
Offers his sword to cast light on.
Oh yes, of
Light.
course. Yeah. Let there be light.
All right. So now, having settled your differences with Jarlaxle and also dealt with, or having been dealt by the Black Lotus agent, you all decide to continue heading down, correct? Nobody wants to go back and
South.
explore that other branch.
No, we're moving ahead.
Okay.
GTFO.
Moving ahead, you continue with, what's your marching order, by the way? And where the, oh shit, I deleted all your characters, didn't I?
You deleted.
Oh,
I
come
think
on, y'all
that's why,
died.
I think that's why you couldn't get rid of the drawing was because you're on the token layer and you deleted everything.
Well, no, everything that I had drawn was on the token layer, including the line.
Okay. I didn't realize.
So select, and not select because that's Jasmine. And then select. All right. You go here, you go here, you go here, you go here. All right. What is the current marching order of the party as you head deeper into this dungeon?
Second or third. Thought I was second.
If I remember correctly, I went with second to back of the line.
Jarlaxle is going to be first.
Okay.
Ish.
Yeah, I'm second.
And it's this one. Oops.
Keonoth will be second. Aristophanes will be third.
So I'll go fourth.
Okay. Lysander will be
Oh,
fifth.
Lysander said he wanted to be next to last. Okay, I'll go last.
Yes.
Okay.
So you know
Also-
we can't select the figures.
Oh, yeah, because I deleted them, so you
Yeah.
guys have lost controls. Damn it.
We lost control of our lives.
Select. This
long ago.
is Haas, which means it's controlled by Scott. Save changes. This is.
And could I suggest that you change your default color off of black?
I could. Maybe I will.
It looks like a very old school video game, unlike an old Mac.
Well, no. But also, like, it gets swallowed by everything else.
Blackness.
All the other black, yes.
So go red for death.
This is.
Preserve
It'll
I
look
think
like
that I think the thing is that my standard color is whatever I happen to select in the draw lines options, which 90% of the time it actually needs to be black. Aristophanes is controlled by Scott, and then
Hey.
Kind of thinking if we need custom tokens,
Keonoth.
we could probably like take Fire Emblem
Yes.
sprites or something and edit them.
Oh,
If you guys want to come up with your own tokens, that's fine by me. But I picked these randomly out of a internet lineup. All right, there we go.
All right.
So
largest character. I got the smallest token.
Well, that was a joke we did
Yes.
many weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
Big small token.
I'm just
New Joff.
So Keonoth currently has a light, which means he can see 20 and 20 compared to everybody else who is reliant on his lighting.
Was it
I believe
40?
I've given control to everybody else.
And I'll pass off light to anyone. Would anyone else like a light spell?
Do we have a thing on here that you could do?
You can only do 2 or 3 light spells at a time.
Is that a
Aristophanes.
house rule?
I'm okay.
Yes.
If,
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm in the back, so I should probably have a light too.
Sure.
This was a house rule established with Jasmal when she had the light spell.
Sure.
So
It's not a bad. I mean, it's
Is it-
fine. So
Is light 40 and 40 or 20 and 20?
2020.
2020.
2020.
I mean, it's only to help out my friends that even got the spell. I'm able to see in the dark, of course.
Oh yeah, I know. But to be fair, I really didn't want to have to deal with Toll the Dead. So
Yeah, it helps everyone for several reasons. So there you go.
What's wrong with Toll the Dead?
it's very powerful.
Good for death.
All right. So as you are moving along, it's like literally less than 6 seconds when Jarlaxle says, "Hey, there's a turn coming up. Turn to the left."
Wow, thank you for the
Okay.
warning.
After another 12 to 30 seconds, you are able to see the turn coming up, and it is in fact to the left. Nobody's passive perceptions are high enough to notice any trapdoor or secret doors or traps for that matter. Continuing along the hallway, you can see that it turns. You get to the turn. As you round the corner, you can see ahead of you there are 6 suits of armor lining this hallway, leading up to a solid stone double door. And let's see, from where you're positioned, 10, 20, 30, 40. 50. Lysander and Jarlaxle, you can see that the door, or actually just Lysander, you can see that the door is actually carved with what appears to be dwarven figures on the door. If you want, you can make an intelligence check.
I would like to very much.
Everyone else is a little bit too far away. On a map perspective, you are currently facing right.
That's an 11.
11? Okay. It appears to be a solid stone door with carvings on it.
I think that's a... Sorry.
6 stone statues lining the hallway leading up to it.
Well, I think we found a stone door with carvings in it.
Yeah. I may be able to
Anybody...
as we get closer, I may be able to interpret the carvings.
That'd be fantastic.
Well, we probably need to go through.
Yes. It says open. Push.
It says push to close. Push it.
No. Push to pull.
That reminds me of a very brilliant trap that I'm saving for a different game.
When this when this episode she watches ends, I'm gonna take her upstairs just to put her to bed, or rather, I'll have her start her ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll take 70 minutes, and then she summons a magical owl.
Yes.
Owl demon.
This sounds about right.
Yes.
So
is he calling an owl
currently everyone can see the statues lining the hallway.
Okay.
Only Jarlaxle and Lysander can see the door at the end of it.
All right. So Haas says, "Well, I presume we're about to be attacked by these statues, but we do need to go through that door."
I feel like Scott is feeling annoyed at something right
no,
now.
no. Legit,
I love the assumption.
Legit. This is the dungeon diving archaeologist talking.
Okay.
I feel like we're all about to die right now.
See if there's a way to. This is Haas saying. I'm guessing this is a trap. See if there's a way for us to avoid setting this off while getting those doors open.
Break statues.
Someone that solves puzzles.
Let me try to take a look. So Haas is going to walk. We're going to continue walking, unless someone objects.
Very well.
And Haas would like to get a good look at the door.
Okay. It does not take very long to get a good look at the door. Is anybody looking for a way to disable the trap without setting off the statues?
Sure.
Yeah, well, so what Haas is doing is Haas is investigating the door. I'm trying to read all the symbology. That's what Haas is doing.
Well, wait, are you moving up to see the door? Or are you gonna start doing your read the symbology from where you're walking right now? I'm trying to figure out when. Nice hat, Paul. I'm trying to figure out when your perception checks come into play.
Cool. Well, is there stuff on the wall leading up to the doors or just around the door?
Hold on. As far as you can tell, the only stuff on the door, or the only stuff worth looking at, is on this door that you haven't yet seen. You haven't, you've said there's a trap ahead. There might be an answer on the door that the other people have told you about. You don't see anything except stone right now.
Okay, but
stones and statues.
Okay, so I did say though that unless anybody objected, we're walking up to the door, so I can see the door
Okay.
And there is now light on the door because we are at the door, so I can examine it.
All right. So, positioning. Hold on. So you can examine it.
Yeah.
All right. Keonoth's the first light. You can see further than the actual light conditions. Okay. So as you round the corner, you trepidatiously step into this hallway, fully expecting the statues to attack you immediately. Nothing happens, and after like a few seconds, Keonoth's illuminated greatsword is able to reveal the door ahead of you. And you can clearly see that the door is engraved with 3 dwarven figures. At this point, you can make a perception check, or sorry, not a perception check. Actually, yeah, a perception check from 40 feet away to sort of try and discern what's going on with the door.
Okay.
Anybody can make these
and not
perception
investigation.
checks. Perception, because you're so far away.
Okay.
Anybody can make these
That's fine.
perception checks if they want, but right now is when you can make them because the door is revealed.
Sure. Let me go ahead and get a 6 because the dice aren't playing nice with me today. But I tried.
24 with a critical success.
Nice.
Damn.
Ah, damn.
Damn, Daniel.
All right. Did anybody else roll, or was it just
I rolled a
us?
crit 1. I see my toes.
Okay, yeah. You are holding up the sword and kind of looking at Jarlaxle, wondering how much effort it would take to just drop the sword into his head.
Or alternately, you're looking at the door, but you're holding the sword right here, so you just see the sword. It's just like a torch.
I'm admiring the trophy weapon.
Aristophanes, did you roll as well?
I did, but it was a 13.
Okay, so yeah, you don't really notice anything. Haas, as you are looking at this door, and you can see these 3 figures, including Dwarven, written above them, you understand that there is Nalin, who was famous for his crafting skill. He made many crafts in the name of the Citadel. There is Maturn, Maturn. He's the central figure, and he is dressed in these very sort of priest vestment type robes. His epitaph states, "Led the faithful." And then the final figure is Ulyr, Ulyr, who was infamous for his abilities to cook meals. And you can see that he has a ladle in hand.
The priest, a cook,
A builder, a priest, and a chef.
Craftsman.
Walk into a bar. Yes.
And Haas, with your natural 20, you also recognize that this door, highly reminiscent of the door from the first level, where you met a ghostly defender of the level.
Uh-oh.
So if somebody, like, whatever's beyond this door probably has a defender or probably leads down to the next level.
Okay.
It seems to lead into the Dwarven Ancestral Hall, to where they worship their fallen.
All right. So Haas is going to relay this. And let's see. So we went through the door, and that's where the specter was on the other side. Trying to see if I'm trying to make a note. I'm just looking through my notes.
After writing those notes, you also notice that there is something hidden underneath dust and shattered stone and all that other nonsense that you kind of scrape away with your boot heel, and you can see a word written in Dwarvish directly under your foot.
Okay. What is the word? Bird?
damn it.
Well, now that you made that joke instead of me, no, it's not. You can see that the word is peace.
Haas
Translates
says,
into Dwarven as knock.
okay.
N-A-C-H.
Okay. Haas says peace in Dwarven.
Okay.
Nacho.
And indicates the panel as he's gotten up this far.
As you say that, the 6 statues step out, each of them kind of turning to face you, and then they raise their weapons up in a military style, like walk underneath these blades and be better for it kind of thing.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, James Norrington is walking down to get his sword style.
Oh.
So I haven't actually passed the statues when I see that plate.
Yes.
That's neat.
Clever.
Hang on a second. I need to take care of something real quick.
Okay.
See you, man.
I might take this opportunity.
Yes. Start the arcane arts.
Yeah. You sort of...
On a side note, I think I have a character portrait. Because I'm using a Fire Emblem character portrait creator. I forgot I had it on my computer and just noticed it a moment ago. Oh, and Michael, sorry if I seemed a little bit aggressive in character when trying to convince you, like, hey, think about this shit for a second, dude.
I think Keonoth really debated between punching you punching Lysander. I mean,
and you would have been in what's the exact terminology of the ability here? You'd be hellish rebuked pretty friggin' hard.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That'd be kind of a surprise. You punch Lysander in the face and suddenly you burst into flames.
Well, flame shoots from you
Well, yes, but you burst into flames.
all the time.
Kablamo. Shablams. Alright. Let's see.
No, thank you.
It's candy melts with a little bit of coconut.
Ooh.
I've never done stuff before, so I was like furiously looking it up.
That seems like a pretty good method.
Yeah.
It sounds really good, and I'm really jealous that I can't taste it.
Hey,
All right.
I started doing things with coconut oil because I got it to do popcorn with. That's, as oils go, pretty good.
Yep.
And I just saw that since I had it.
So,
gosh, the recipe I looked at
what
was pretty shortening.
is happening?
No,
Who's doing what?
Uh-oh.
Alright, so at the moment, Lysander is unable to solve this puzzle. But it seems you guys
But it's
managed to.
as far as oils go, it's not a bad oil. Not a great, but Rose is getting ready for bed, so I just started that process while you were doing that.
Yep.
Yeah, the statues look peaceful enough. Perhaps we should just
Yeah.
go forward.
Yeah, Haas says, I think we can proceed.
Mm-hmm.
Be a rather devious trap if this was the way you arm the trap, is to speak the dwarven rune of peace.
Haas is kind of like scratching his chin and says, Keonoth and Keonoth and Jarlaxle, why don't you guys go first?
After you, both of the people who want to kill each other.
There's the hatchet.
Oh, look at you and off.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Like as you do that, I like reach up and tap you on the shoulder.
My rather large friend.
I'll go forward.
You're gonna move forward towards the door.
Yeah.
All right. You can, as you move underneath the blade of all these dwarves, so you have to kind of duck and you don't have to crawl, but you kind of have to.
Oh, that's right,
Duck
because they're
walk.
dwarves, right?
I'm huge. I'm huge.
You have to kind of duck walk your way through it. You are not immediately attacked by the dwarven soldiers.
You're slowly attacked.
So if I get to the door, what can I see how to open it?
It appears to be a very large stone door. Much in the same way as the last large stone door you had to open, it requires an athletics check to push it open.
I got it.
As you move up to it, what's your passive perception?
Not good enough.
13.
Okay. You can hear the sounds of a roaring fire on the other side of these doors.
Check to see if the doorknob is hot.
I put my ear to the stone. Fire, roaring inside.
I'm not certain whether that's good news or bad news.
Be careful. And as you've turned around to say that, you see that Haas has like shouldered the cannon, and he's got his book back out, and he's like taking notes on the door.
Haas, could you please make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Certainly.
Oh.
As it attacks you mentally.
Dang.
Yes, the fire burns your mind.
It is 7.
Inspiration?
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Why not? I'll
'Cause you
spend
shouldn't.
inspiration.
What'd you say?
Because you shouldn't, is what I said.
You shouldn't?
What'd you roll?
Well, do you want me? Am I doing something wrong?
No, I would never say that a player is doing something wrong.
No, oh, I meant like is something that I shouldn't be able to do. Okay, so
You are not doing something you shouldn't be able to do. You are doing something I disagree with. What'd you roll?
oh no, if you disagree with it, then I won't do it. That's fine.
No, I disagree with it because story elements that are hidden would be more powerful of a reveal if you don't discover them now.
Wait,
What
but
did
then
you
you're
roll?
telling us about them so we know that there are story elements.
Then I won't do it. It's
Don't listen
okay.
to the DM. Just do what you're
It's
doing.
okay. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. And like, why would I spend the effort on an inspiration here anyway? Go ahead. That's
You don't
fine.
even know what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you pull out your book, you start writing your notes, and
Yeah.
Keonoth, you were going to push the door open, you said?
Yep. Yep. Nope. 11.
So, as I see that you're having trouble, I will help you.
So I'll hand him my sword that's helping me.
Sure.
That's pretty impressive, Noah.
oh, just I threw that together pretty quickly. Or
It looks nice, is what I was saying.
thanks. I used a Fire Emblem Game Boy Advance palette sprite generator.
Screen.
I can show you. I can send you a link to it or send you a copy. It's actually a pretty great creator.
I thought you did.
rolling involved.
I thought you had to beat a 10.
I
Was
thought you
that
had
an
to-
old edition?
I
I
thought
think that's an older edition. I don't think because it's
Yeah, you might be right then. That's
Yeah.
because if you do it like during an action, like during combat or something, that's your action is the help action.
Oh, okay.
There's no rolling.
I thought you had to
involved.
roll for help action. Okay, so
Actually,
I'm
screw it,
You
there
you do have to roll for help. You have
that's what I
to
thought.
make a DC 10.
But
Okay.
it doesn't. But I'm just saying it doesn't say that on the DM screen.
Well,
It doesn't say it on the DM screen, but it says
in
it
the
in the
rule book.
player's handbook.
Where it describes the action.
See, that's weird because you think in describing the action on the screen, it would.
There's only so much
Yeah,
room
in
on
the
the
help
damn screen.
action in combat, it says you don't roll, but there might be a help another action that's
Oh,
different.
yeah, it's not help, it's assist. The assist option in role-playing choices. You need to make a DC 10.
Working together, yes.
Yeah, so I passed that threshold, so you get advantage.
3, then a 1. So that door is not opening right now.
Oh no,
Okay.
you're right. There's nowhere that says it needs a skill check of any sort. Working
on.
together just says you give advantage.
Maybe we are just thinking of 4th edition.
Yeah.
I think it's 4.
It's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, the characters leading the effort or the one with the highest ability modifier can make an ability check with advantage reflecting the help provided by the other characters. In combat, this requires the help action, and help action says nothing about a roll. You take the help action to give advantage to someone.
Let me double check because I never played 4th edition, but I distinctly remember it saying DC 10.
Well, there's no 4th in 4th edition. There's no such thing as advantage, so it can't be 4th edition.
That's true.
And it's not 3.5 either. There's no advantage 3.5.
I'll be right back. By the way, Theo just got home. I think.
Oh,
1 second.
Who's the guy in red? Who is Noah? What? Is this Lysander?
Really?
I'm so confused.
Huh.
I know I read it somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, like, I didn't just. It could be that I poisoned you with the idea of it because you started playing 5th edition through me.
I really don't think so because Paul Mikowski and Friday Game, new character, who dis?
Nice.
I really don't think so because I'm pretty sure I'm the one who said it needed a DC before you said anything.
Yeah.
I don't know because I picked up the
It's
DM.
definitely not in the player's handbook.
I picked up the new DM screen the other day, and I was like, because I had to give Steph hers back, and I was looking over it, going, "But that's the help action. I've never." What the hell is that?
Oh, it's toothbrush?
That's her,
Oh,
her electric
like-
toothbrush.
Whoa!
The biggest mosquito ever.
It's times like these that I really, really wish I had my player's handbook instead of having to rely on this freaking digital thing.
Google works too.
D&D Beyond.
I don't have D&D Beyond, and I don't trust Google.
I
I read it in the player's handbook, so I'm going to find it in the damn player's handbook. And when I get home for Christmas, I'm going to look it up.
Could it be a variant in the DMG?
Yeah, there's no enter under assist. There's no assist entry in the index at all. That's not a thing. It's all help.
I'm double checking help right now.
We're toothbrush is a very high pitched buzz.
Yeah, I think it's gotten a little louder recently. Maybe it needs. I need to take a look at it, see if it needs servicing somehow. Can you hear what we're saying when we talk in a voice like this?
Yes, something about needing to deal with something that makes a noise, something that sounds like a razor.
Yeah. Rose's electric toothbrush is the pitch changed recently, so I just need to take a look at it to see.
How old is it?
I'm going about this all along.
Is it moving towards us at a high rate of speed, so it's getting a Doppler shift towards higher?
Yeah, maybe she's just very far away, running toward us.
Yes, very quickly.
I mean, she does vibrate at a very high rate.
All kids do.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'll be teaching my nephew D&D.
Yeah, so like I'm just kind of looking through here, and other people, like someone's bringing it up on Reddit, say like, hey, the help action seems really powerful. Like how do people deal with it? Where did we get? That's weird.
That makes more sense only because if you're going to use it during combat, you're burning your action.
Yeah, that's true. You are burning an action to do it.
Yeah, like I've been keeping the help action in my back pocket. I haven't used it yet, but I've been waiting for like, oh hey, this makes sense to give for a minion to give help to a high-powered bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I read somewhere that providing assistance to somebody else when they were making a check was a DC 10. At this point, it might just be a house rule, but I'm going to try and find it later. For right now, I think you said that you succeeded in giving him the assistance and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Also, Theo says hello.
Hi, Theo.
I mean, she's in her room getting ready to go. But yes, I will tell her you said hello.
When we're done, you can tell her that, and also tell her we miss her.
I can't quite do that because she's literally leaving to head out with some friends for a night out. So, but I will tell her.
The 8 another action of 4th edition gave essentially advantage.
Wow. And Mike, you can look up the SRD, the System Reference document, which has the help action.
So it got more powerful in 5th edition, but that makes sense because there's more of an action economy thing in 5th edition. So it makes sense where, like, if you're going to give up your turn,
you have it make it work.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, and also you guys are free to use that character creator. It's open source.
So much you can do in your turn.
But is that a character? Is that supposed to be Lysander or someone?
I was trying to prototype Lysander using this character portrait builder, yeah. But it's just a Java application. As long as you have Java on your computer, you can run it.
Neat.
So I'm going to spend the next couple hours after this game ends trying to find this thing, but
until
that point,
I sent a link in the chat in Skype to the zip file.
No. The assist mechanic.
Oh, the assist, yeah.
Anyways, continuing on, Keonoth failed to open the door with his prodigious strength.
All right, everybody lean in on it.
Keonoth, to be clear, what did you roll?
I rolled a 3 and a 1.
Totaling?
No, a 3 in the first roll.
There's the SR.
Plus whatever.
Yeah.
And a 1 plus whatever.
You too.
Yeah, I did get.
By the way, everyone says hello, Theo.
10.
Hi.
They said hi back. See you later. Have fun.
You want to say goodnight?
We miss you, apparently. we do miss you.
Apparently?
I had to add it. I can't assume anything.
We miss you theoretically.
Hypothetically.
That's more for life than we do.
Okay, that was your good night. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I see. I see the ability score thing. All right. Interesting.
So you rolled a 10 on the dot with your attempt to push it open.
No, I rolled a 3 on the dice and added 7.
Yeah, I don't care what the dice rolled right now. I care what your total is, because that's the one that matters.
Totally.
Total 10.
Total of a 10. Okay. is like these stones appear to be heavier than the stones that you opened previously, but eventually, given enough time, you will be able to push them open on your own.
The poison sapping your strength.
Yeah.
Yes. Jesus.
I give it a try.
Come on, Keonoth.
15. My try is 15.
Jesus. Keonoth, you're busy trying to put your shoulder into one door, trying to shove it open, and it's moving slowly. And Aristophanes, the weak ass elf with a scimitar, steps up and he kicks the other door open.
I was gonna suggest I could just Eldritch Blast the doors open.
Oh, no fun.
That would take way longer.
But
I do heavy doors.
I do have questions about the amount of force that actually does. But
I mean, oh yeah, you do have the force.
Yeah.
Push
So
them open
for each one, I would push them the equivalent of 10 feet per hit.
You know, given that, yeah, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have shot them open.
We really should be doing reach and clear more often.
So as the doors eventually swing open, inside you can see what essentially amounts to a more traditional temple. You can see clearly that from your perspective, 10, 20, 30 feet from either side of this 20-foot expanse where the doors are, it extends out. If you guys kind of move up and take positions on either side, you can clearly see either end of this, room. Directly in front of you, off to the sides, you can see 6 stone pillars, again, covered in engravings of dwarves who have given their lives for the citadel. Some of them are holding fishing poles, some of them are holding weapons, some of them are holding hammers, chisels, pickaxes. They're all holding different weapons, but they're all seemingly working towards some sort of goal. More directly in front of you, you see 12 lines of pews, one on the left, one on the right, all leading up towards an altar covered in candles, a thick tablecloth, an offering bowl, very religious sort of mindset. And you see behind this stone altar, there appears to be a dwarf with skin that is sunken in and gives him the appearance of something dead, as well as 4 acolytes who rise up from the pews near him and turn and face you.
More death.
Are there any other obvious exits from this room?
No obvious exits, but there is more of the room further beyond your current light and dark vision.
Okay.
I repeat all that for Scott.
Yeah. Not yet. He's not here yet.
Oh.
Wait for it. Can you jump back 30 seconds? Is the way to just play what was just said 30 seconds ago? Probably not easily, right?
Not that I'm aware of, unfortunately.
Yeah, there should be like a podcast.
Reverse time.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a podcast, and that's how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Friday game, like chat just fucking. Oh, I'm not. Oh, there we go. I'm in the call now.
You were in the call to begin with.
I was hoping so because you guys could hear me, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, while everyone's kind of thinking about what they're going to do, I'm going to finish drawing this goddamn map so you guys can get a better perspective.
We found the temple. We found a temple with a dwarven priest who looks undeady and 4 acolytes.
That just turned to look at us.
Yes. And it's a big room. It goes back further than our dark visions and our light.
Yep.
But no obvious exits.
A lot of pillars with, dwarves that have died for the citadel.
Yep, I'm getting serious Dwarf Fortress game vibes right now.
Yeah, Haas, you would, as you see the pillars, Haas, you would be aware that these are the similar pillars to what you saw before. The ones that were kind of memorializing the fallen of the dwarves.
Like in the last big chamber before the stairs. There were some of those in there too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And now I need to draw.
F and I were talking about mods. She never played Strahd.
That's what she told me today, and she owns it. So
she owns it, really?
Yeah.
Who's never played Strahd?
Stephanie.
Yeah, she bought Strahd, and I highly recommended she play it, but she hasn't played it yet. One of my favorite modules. I would love to run it again at some point.
Oh. They may want you to run it. I was considering running it for them too if they wanted to.
definitely.
No, you're not allowed to run it. It's mine.
Hey,
What?
Shush.
Yours.
Quiet. He needs to run.
You're the old Strahd. I'm the new Strahd.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah. My Strahd includes a monk vampire spawn who got corrupted by all the evil that he did when he was trapped in there.
Nope,
Okay,
new
but then
Strahd-
again, you did that
New
on
Strahd
purpose.
killed him. New
No.
Strahd staked him.
New Strahd's good. Nope. I just want to be able to play my werewolf character in a game against vampires.
Vampire.
I want to play Fenris. He's
Ow.
got a picture. He's playing chess.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What's
Yeah.
that from? Is that a magic card?
No, it's just a random image online.
We've walked into the living room.
Walk this way.
Oh, cool.
I made him a Shatter Kai, which is not cool. I've never done a Shatter Kai before.
Did you bring enough for the whole class? Noah?
Oh, he's taking over the living room.
You bring enough crotch for the whole class? Or at least enough ice
Sorry,
cream.
did I bring enough pumpkin pie ice cream for the whole class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Right now, you're seeing my phone.
Your what?
No.
Your phone.
So this is what you see.
Yeah. Nice. They're a bunch
Oh,
of
not
pews.
here to see.
6 and 6. Are the boxes the pews? Oh, the pews. Yes, I see.
The boxes are the pillars.
Pillars. Okay.
Copy. I didn't have time to put the pews in.
That's
I need to go onto. All right, here we go. Jump back into Untitled, and then paste all the players. Jarlaxle's there. Moss is back there. Lysander's back there. Aristophanes is back there. Keonoth's right around there-ish, we'll say. Actually, we'll put him back here. So you're here. There we go. So
Nice grouped.
between the boxes, you can see lines of pews leading up towards a here, there,
And everywhere.
Is there like a staircase there or something?
there is no staircase that you can see.
Okay.
Jarlaxle says that there are stairs with the red.
And they go. So is that going down or up?
Up.
Okay.
Up to some sort of plateau. And you also notice that, yes, there appears to be a altar right around here with a priest directly behind it, a dwarf priest, but he appears to be desiccated, as well as 4 other dwarves who are sitting in the pews in front of him.
4 dwarves.
4 dwarves and 7 years ago.
That's probably better. One is not merely walking the 4 dwarves.
Oh, I thought you were going for a Star Trek. There are 4 dwarves.
Oh, yeah. So that's not bad. Terribly sorry to bother you.
So, what do you say we smash the corpses before doing anything else?
Roll
Is it-
initiative.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh,
Sorry, there were corpses in addition to the undead? I'm sorry, I missed that.
No, I think he's describing the undead as corpses.
Oh,
okay. Oh,
Yes.
I was hoping there were ghosts.
He doesn't speak Dwarvish, by the way. This man does not represent them.
No,
I-
of course
I said-
not.
I said something very silly and elfy.
Oh my god, I'm really bad tonight. I've had enough. I quit.
You know, what I wouldn't give for a premium account to this goddamn website.
I would recommend not doing that because apparently the guys running the site are really, really terrible people. There's been a whole thing about that recently.
We can buy it for you. How much does it cost? I'll chip in.
I think it's like $5 each
Oh,
Yeah.
month.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can I get you money? Do you have PayPal?
Oh, that's true.
I mean, yes, but I wouldn't feel very comfortable taking money from my players.
Why not? It enhances our experience. I pay money for D&D things all the time.
Well, yeah, I know because you buy D&D Beyond, but that's you.
Yeah, but again, I don't mind buying more D&D things.
All right.
These
Also,
guys are more
I forget to
in
listen
That is a
to
12.
the pillars.
Acquisitions Incorporated. The D&D Beyond ads they slip in.
Oh, I might miss that.
Well, no. When they start talking about with D&D Beyond, when they during the game they start doing that.
Yes.
That's
Have you seen
that's
the
Frank
D&D
Jones.
Beyond Have you seen the D&D Beyond ads that Critical Role came out with? Because D&D Beyond actually accepted one of the ads, animated it, and then are using it as one of their primary ads.
I didn't.
It has to do with you've created the perfect warlock, and then it goes into this animation of your character becoming the warlock and playing through this fight with a bunch of gnolls, or a beholder comes down behind you. I'll post it in the group chat later. It's
Okay.
It's fantastic, and it is voiced by one of the Critical Role actors named Sam Riegel, and he does all of the sound effects and like music stuff behind it himself, and it's very impressive. Anyways, initiatives. What do we got?
I don't know what
23.
the point of D&D Beyond is.
23.
It makes all of this
Crit.
much easier. It's like, well, I mean, you're using something that's akin to DVD Beyond right now,
Yeah.
but it's if you wanted to summon any creature, like
Okay.
stats, you could just type something and bang, you have the stats right there in front
I
of
get
you.
it.
Yeah,
It's especially good for GMs.
It also puts all of the books as PDFs on whatever device you want. Anybody get higher than a 20?
23.
23?
Yep.
Wow.
Great.
So you go from being middling in your initiative to, oh my god, I guess I'm at the top of the party.
Jesus, I am not in the right mindset for all this nonsense. All right, 20 to 15.
It's been too long. I'm gonna roll again.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, 21. 21.
All right. If you don't mind, I'm just going to leave it at 19 because I already wrote it. And
That's
the
fine.
only difference is between you and Jarlaxle. 15 to 10.
12.
All right. Keonoth, what'd you get? 3? Oh, okay. All right. First up, Aristophanes. Currently at your position, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You can see the 4 figures rising from the pews, dressed in relatively simple armor, and their hands are going towards long swords at their belt.
Okay. I draw my own rapier and I take on this kind of impossibly graceful fencing stance and sort of fluidly move forward.
Blade dancer?
Yes.
Nice. I haven't
Yes,
seen one
blade
play yet.
dancing, blade singing, but
singing.
it's more like dancing. You don't actually sing.
I missed it. There's
Okay.
light in here, right? From fire?
No.
The only light is the light spell?
The only light is your own light spell, yes.
Okay.
Like, for those without dark vision, you can kind of make out the barest trace of embers on the altar, but it's not enough to see by.
Okay.
It's like an eye staring back at you.
Unblinking eye.
So bonus action, you adopt this interesting new stance that nobody else has seen. You move up towards them.
How about
and-
you? And I'm going to cast a web. So how do I draw a box? I want to draw a 4x4 box.
So click on shapes here.
Give it a hop.
That's click on this thing and click on draw shape.
Mhm.
Yep. And then you can just
Free draw.
Yeah.
let me I'll hold shift and then you can free draw.
Yeah, shift snaps to grid, alt makes it a circle, nothing makes it the rectangles that I was using before. So I'm going to make these some circles.
That edge?
Nope.
Oh, damn. I drew it wrong.
So like that?
Yeah, it's the smaller.
Okay.
It's the smaller box. It's covered with
And
webs.
I think I can take care of that.
Okay.
And so those two in the middle need to make saving throws or else be restrained. I'm going to, just layering it on the ground.
What kind of saving throws do they need to make?
So they make dex saving throws.
All right. So for this, the topmost one will be the dwarf.
Okay.
That's not very good. They rolled. You said dex?
Yep.
The best was a 10.
Okay, they both fail. They're both restrained by the weapon.
Okay.
And the area of the webs are lightly obscured and a difficult terrain, but also if you start your turn or enter the square, you have to make another saving throw.
Okay, so lightly obscured means that anybody who goes there has disadvantage on perception checks.
Yep, not a big deal. That's it.
Why are you making squares around my pillars?
Because we're doing it at the same time, and I didn't realize you were doing it.
The circles are the more relevant thing, not the squares. Those are where the stone pillars are.
Mhm.
Next up is Jarlaxle. Fuck that asshole. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He runs up to here, and he's going to take a shot at one of these undead creatures. And, of course, he hits, and he deals some damage as the crossbow bolt slams into them. However, you notice that while all of his crossbow bolts are laced with poison, they do not seem to take any effect on these creatures. Next up is Hoss. Go ahead.
So Hoss is going to slide over here, and I'm going to. Hoss is going to hold his action until he has a clear shot on something.
Okay. It is now Lysander's turn.
Alrighty then. For once, I have a
I can't
clean
see.
shot.
Oh.
Kind of. Let's see.
It's a disadvantage of perception checks. It's only lightly obscured. You can shoot through it.
No, the thing is,
That's torchlight.
his line of sight is obscured.
No, my line of sight doesn't matter. I can't see targets.
Because you're
That's what I meant.
That's a problem. Yeah. Crap.
I got you.
Oh.
Oh, were you making light spell or two?
Okay.
I thought I had one on each of you.
Oh, okay. All right. So in that case,
I thought you and I both had light because we were front and back.
Thought we only had one.
Right.
It's
Okay,
still too
so-
short.
Well, I can move further then. What's the difference between the short and long? It's like it's obscured. Like there's cover if it's in the longer range of light.
No, it's just perception checks.
Perception checks. Okay.
Dim
So
light is not much.
1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
Just dying over here.
Basically, the dim light, the outer border, is the same as the web spell that he placed down.
Okay.
But I moved
So Hoss,
it up. Here,
hurry up
I'm
and
gonna
take
go-
a shot. Lysander, what
Okay.
are you doing?
I'm gonna shoot this guy on the.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Go ahead and shoot him. Lysander, what are you doing?
I am moving up, so I actually have. Actually, hold on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, can't do that. I'm just gonna move up.
15.
I'm gonna move up to just behind this pillar and shoot at this guy over here.
All right. Take your shot.
Yep.
15 is enough to hit.
Okay.
Sweet.
Scoot some dice around.
We're shooting my
Missing a die.
blast. That's 15 on the first roll,
That hits.
and second is a 24. That's definitely hitting.
That also hits.
Roll full damage. So that's going to be 16 force damage, and it is pushed back 20 feet towards that plateau.
And which one were you shooting at? The bottom one?
Yes, the bottommost one.
5, 10, 15, 20. He goes sailing back as you deal 15 points of damage?
16 force.
16.
Not sure if it matters for resistances.
Most things are ignore resistance. All right, so Hoss, were you shooting at the top? Yes.
Yeah, shooting at
Lysander?
top.
Hold on, Lysander.
I apologize. I had one other action. I'm going to go ahead and finally, because I haven't done this in a while, go ahead and hex this. Crap. Hex this guy right here.
Okay, he is hexed.
That's awesome. Can you go ahead and mark him?
Yeah, I'm gonna mark him.
Appreciate it.
Hoss,
Sorry.
who were you shooting and how much damage did you do?
4 and 4 on the top guy.
Okay,
The top dead.
8 total.
this one.
Yes.
All right, your
piercing
blast. Your blast slams into his shoulder. The echo resounding everywhere. Everyone's ears are hurt. This one, he seems hurt, but he doesn't seem particularly affected. Much in the same way that the one that Lysander hit with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Oh, it didn't look injured? Or
It looked like it hurt, but it didn't look like he's gushing blood from an open wound or anything. He seems to have pretty much ignored it.
Okay, wasn't sure if that was indicating resistance or some other sort of damage reduction.
No, nothing like that. All right, now 30. Next up is the wights. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, and I saw what they were. Ah, crap.
Kill Whitey, kill.
Keep him away. Keep
No,
him
he's
away.
restrained. He's restrained. He can make an action on his turn to try and break it.
Who? Oh, right. Thank you. Yes,
No
these
problem.
guys were here, so they're restrained, full on restrained,
Yep, restrained.
which includes disadvantage on an attack.
Correct.
Okay, one of them is going.
An advantage to hit them. If you want to shoot the guys who are restrained, you get advantage. Sorry,
He was up one too, by the way.
There's one further to
Further
the top.
north.
Oh, the one southmost.
Yeah, he was up there. Up.
Okay. The one who is currently hex is going to try and make a break attempt. That is a.
Oh, sorry. And by the way,
Strength
strength as the ability check to restrict. This is the one case where it comes in handy. And
Okay.
sorry.
So that would be disadvantage. Doesn't matter. 13.
Does not break my DC.
Okay. The other one's going to take a shot. This one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Out of curiosity, is web a concentration spell?
It is.
Okay. 5, 10 sees all of the webbing going on. Hold on.
I spew webs from my from my wrist just like Spider-Man.
So, first off, this one is actually going to go over here.
Yep. Change his mind.
So, this one's going to attack Aristophanes
Yep.
with 2 attacks. The more powerful one being the Dwarven. Well, that's not going to work. 11
Nope.
and 21.
That will work. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the shield spell or not. The cleric hasn't gone yet. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. I'll just take it.
All right. You take 10 slashing damage.
Okay. All right.
As you dodge out of the way of his first longsword attack, his second one slashes into you and deals a pitiful amount of damage. Please roll a concentration check.
Okay. Sure. No problem. Modified 20.
Okay. The one with the longbow is going to take 2 shots at Aristophanes because he happens to be the one who is in front.
Yeah, sure. And disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Yep.
2 longbow attacks. So first one, that's gonna miss. That's a 9. The second one is going to be a 19.
Meets beats. Got me.
Okay.
I'll take it.
The longbow is a total of 7 piercing damage as the arrow sink into you.
Yeah.
Concentration.
Ah, yes. 17 modified.
All right. You are able to resist. This one is going to take 2 shots with his longbow at Lysander. Lysander?
Yep.
Okay.
No, I am here. Just
Does a 12 hit you?
A 12 does not hit me.
What about a 17?
A 17 is going to hit me.
All right. You take a total of 8 piercing damage from this longbow as it slams into you.
Oh, crap. Wrong.
The final character, the priest-like undead character, is going to gesture, wave his hands, and he's going to summon a magical effect. Aristophanes, are you going to counterspell it?
Yeah, you know I am.
I knew you were. That's why I didn't describe what it was. Okay. Counterspell, it affects 3rd level and lower, correct? Or is it 2nd level and lower?
3rd level and lower is automatically fails. If the creature's casting a spell of 3rd level or lower, the spell fails and has no effect. If it's casting a spell of higher, make an ability check.
Yeah, you don't need to make an ability check. As he's kind of waving this decanter of smoke around his head and gestures forward, you just kind of stick out a finger and magical
Ah.
a magical spark kind of fires from it and slams into his hands, and he watches this magical energy just dissipates.
Rather rude.
And he kind of just looks at you and snarls, and you can hear his jaw kind of.
Oh, sorry. That's not a language I understand.
That's
Fire
about.
off!
Okay, I understood that.
Keonoth, it is now your turn.
Could you move me up to that guy right next to Ari?
Here?
Yep, right there.
Wrong button. Thank you.
I'm gonna rage.
I rather appreciate it.
Reckless attack. 14.
A 14 just barely hits.
Oh wow.
I missed it.
He had a t-shirt
Oh my
that said
God.
Jarlaxle. He showed the image of a mock-up of a t-shirt
8
that says
points.
Jarlaxle.
Huh.
8 on that one. Okay.
Oh, this is his character that he put up there? Yeah, this now,
22.
okay.
Yeah, that was my mock-up that I was working on.
22 hits.
Nice.
Ooh. That's 14.
Points of damage.
Yep.
All right, let me just double check. Oh, 8 and 14. All right. As you carve into this creature, you can see that your slashes don't seem to be having the same effect that you might have expected against a normal opponent. They seem to be resistant to your blades. Next up is Aristophanes.
Okay. I will. So many good choices. I will. I will attack the guy next to me with my rapier, and I'll use
Okay.
booming blade.
Okay.
Oh, that probably doesn't do it. That is a 11 does not hit his armor class, correct?
That is correct. As you go swinging towards him, you were kind of too busy focused on the priest. You weren't really paying attention to your blade.
Yep, rather ignoring this other threat.
Booming blade is a cantrip, correct?
It is a cantrip, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Yep. Next up is Jarlaxle. He will step over here and, pulling his fancy new poison blade, make 2 slashes. 6 plus 8 is 14, so he hits twice. 8 plus 8, 16. All right. He deals 2 heavy slashes into this undead creature. You can see that it seems to be standing on its last legs. As Still has nothing pithy to say. He's just slashing away at opponents as he is wont to do. Haas, it is now your turn.
God, if only we had somebody who could turn undead.
If you could make the undead just move in a different direction, it'd be
Or
fantastic.
explode.
Or make their heads explode. Yeah, that too.
All right, Haas, what are you doing?
Haas is going to move over here. Now, I'm going to move here. And going to take a shot at this guy. Between his friends.
Oh, much obliged.
Attacked him.
Oh, did Jarlaxle have advantage on his attacks, flanking and all?
It didn't matter.
He hit
but-
twice. Never mind.
Yeah, he hit twice.
Okay.
Okay, so take a shot.
Okay.
I miss.
Your blast sails wide and slams into the dwarven architecture that you were so busily trying to scratch into your notes.
Yep, and that's my turn.
Thank you for not hitting us.
Next up is Lysander.
Cool beans.
Beast.
I'm going to go ahead and shoot at the one that I hexed.
Okay, take your shots. I believe, according to Aristophanes, you have advantage.
Freaking-tastic. That would be nice right about now.
Would you mind killing the one clawing at me? Very much.
I'm working on it. Give me a
If
sec.
you're hungry, by the way, don't want those.
So that's first one is a nat 20.
Nice.
I don't even have to roll the other to confirm. Okay. So I got that. I'm gonna roll my second attack to see if. Oh, actually no. Should I do damage first? He's already been damaged, correct?
The one that is currently hexed has not been damaged. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sure. In which case, let me
He's
fire
moving
my.
the
I'll
apples
fire my.
to his list.
Sorry, I'll fire my second bolt as well, just to make
I
sure.
added apples to your groceries list.
Apparently, somebody's added apples to grocery lists.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a 21 on the second attack.
Also hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool.
And
So
these are
that's-
both against the one that is currently hexed, correct?
This is correct. So that's 3d10. Sorry.
Yes, but you only add your charisma modifier twice.
Okay. That's going to be a fair amount. Oh, geez, that's 24 force damage plus 1d6 hex.
Doubled. Hex is double too.
Oh, hex is. Oh, geez, you're
It would
correct.
actually be it would be 3d6 hex because it applies to every blast.
Yeah.
Crap, you are correct. Holy crap. Plus 5 necrotic.
Empires.
So 29.
29 damage. And he gets pushed back 20 feet.
Not as good as the.
Do you want to do that because he is currently restrained and blasting him out of there would free him from the restraining?
That's true. I'll keep him
Well, I
restrained.
mean, still like that.
Okay.
But still,
Yeah, that's what we did with our applesauce. We went to O'Neill's by Lafayette.
All right.
Pretty good.
So you fire these two green Eldritch blasts. Bam, bam.
How are they looking?
You can see that the one that you hit was unwounded and now is looking kind of rough as these blasts kind of carve into him. You can also hear in the corner of your mind where you've kept Oberon kind of tucked away recently, having not conversed with him at all very recently.
It's been pretty busy.
He says, "Wow, kind of coming into your own right now."
and
Next
Hoss
up-
next to you says,
Just
"Nice."
in my brain, shut up, babe. I know it.
yeah,
No.
but Hoss next to you says, "Nice shooting."
Thank you.
Next up is the wights, and to start with,
The
the
better
priestly character begins casting a magical effect, waving the decanter over his head. And Aristophanes, are you going to try and stop it?
Is there any way to know if it's a cantrip or not?
There is no way to know. That was actually discussed in Xanathar's. Making a check to figure out what kind of spell it is the reaction that you could then spell on your counterspell.
Yeah, I will. I'll just counterspell it.
All right, make a check.
Oh, okay. So it's definitely not a cantrip.
Where's the?
Okay.
Right.
So spellcasting ability modifier. Is a natural 10. So then spellcasting ability is +6. No, yeah, 4 + 3. No, +7. So it's a 17.
It includes your
So-
proficiency, or is it just the spellcasting modifier?
It's an ability check using your spellcasting ability. Oh, okay.
So it's
So-
just your intelligence.
Okay. So that's a 14. So up to 4th level spells.
I understand that. As he is waving the what is it called that makes smoke during a priestly thing? Censer?
Yeah.
Censer. I was going to call it a decanter. That's something entirely different. As he's waving the censer over his head and filling his area with smoke, he gestures forward, and again, you fire off another counterspell with the same hand, and you try and stop him from doing whatever it is he's doing. The magical energies meet, and you watch as the smoke kind of pushes against yours before you just burn it all away. Whatever the priest was trying to do is now stopped.
Okay. Good enough. His sensor's malfunctioning.
This white is 5, 10, 15, 20 moves up to here. You are now flanked. The hex, or not the hex, the one who was not hexed is going to try and break free.
Flanking doesn't break the flanking.
18
To hit me?
break free? No,
Oh, no,
18 to
that-
break free.
Yes, that is his action to free himself. Yes.
Yes. His action, he is now freed. He moves out of the webbing and moves up to here. This one is going to take a shot at Lysander. So Lysander
Crap. Yep.
does a 7 hit.
Wrote down
A
the-
7 definitely does not.
How does a 15?
Meat beats, correct?
Yes.
Then yes.
All right. You take 8 piercing damage from his longbow strike as it slams into you. That
That was
ends
at
those two.
disadvantage, right?
Yeah, that was a 15 and 11.
Yep. Totally.
Okay.
The two that are now flanking Aristophanes are
Oh,
going to
wait.
make attacks.
You said that was with the advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
Then he should have used the 11, correct?
Yes, 11 plus 4.
Oh,
15.
okay. Sorry, I misheard. Okay.
So again, the two flanking Aristophanes are going to make attacks with advantage because flanking. Whew, 13 to hit.
Nope.
Legitimate question.
All right. What?
Because Jarlaxle and I are flanking one of the ones that is flanking him, that doesn't negate the flanking.
Flanking does not negate flanking. Flanking gives you advantage. It does not stop them from having advantage.
Oh, okay.
That was one attack. The second attack is a 14.
Nope. Dodging and ducking and weaving very nimbly.
The next one is going to make an attack and 18 to hit.
Nope. Flips. Right. Sweet flips.
You got some pretty sweet flips, but unfortunately the next one is a natural 20.
Went right into that one. The crit is the bane of the Blade Singer, actually.
So, because this wight has seen you do your trick flips and all that nonsense, he was actually using his longsword first and saving his life drain for the second. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
You're a white.
That might be very bad, right? That's a natural 20.
All right, you succeed.
Sweet kick flips.
You take...
It may still knock me out.
They call me Neo.
I don't think so. You take 5 necrotic damage.
All right.
You can feel them trying to drain your life away, but you are able to resist it.
Oh, nasty business.
And that was all the attacks on all 4 of the wights currently flanking Aristophanes. Please make a concentration check. Last up, the one who is going to shift around here and attack Keonoth. 18 to hit Keonoth. What did you roll, Aristophanes?
17 plus 6.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. Keonoth, 18 to hit.
Yep. Did he have advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, he hit.
All right. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Well.
All right. You take 4 points of necrotic damage, not halved because you're not raging, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 4.
I'm raging.
Yeah, he said it earlier.
Oh, you did?
That was his opening gambit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it. So it's only 2 necrotic damage. Your hit point maximum is still reduced by 4, which means it still goes down by 4. And that's your second rage of the day. And I believe at this level you only have 2?
3.
Oh, you have 3. Okay, so you have 1 more after this. Follow-up attack. That's definitely going to hit. That's a 22. And you take 5 slashing damage from his follow-up longsword attack.
5.
Halved to 3. And that ends the wight's turn. Keonoth, it is now yours.
Okay. I'm not going to reckless rage. I'm going to attack the one in front of me.
Okay.
The flanked one.
Yeah.
Because you got advantage anyway. You don't need reckless.
Oh, I don't use advantage.
Flanking.
Or I don't use flanking. And well, you know that. So that's 22.
Oh, yeah.
That'll hit. Don't even bother rolling damage. You carve this thing's skull in. It had exactly 1 hit point.
Nice.
So then I'm going to turn and attack the other one.
As the one you were attacking drops, he says, "How dare you!" And you turn and you attack the next one.
We said
They speak common.
We said it said.
Oh, as he say it in Dwarven?
He said it in Dwarven.
I respond with something about his mother fornicating with a goblin.
He's dead. He does not hear you.
Doesn't matter.
The others might, though.
Oh, good bloody hell. So that's only a massive 12.
Your follow-up swing goes wide as this creature deflects your blow with his longsword, sending it high. Next up, Aristophanes. There is one currently next to you.
And he's uninjured, right? The one right next to me?
Correct.
You can make him up.
Okay.
There's probably some really good singers out there.
What can I catch? Catch them all. I will booming blade the one next to me.
Okay,
Yeah, 19 versus armor class.
that hits.
Okay.
Booming blade only the runner only affects it when it moves, correct?
It adds 1d8 to the attack at this level, but
Okay.
only adds extra damage if it moves.
Okay.
So,
How look at your Red Dead Redemption.
What's that?
that is
Go for it. Yeah.
2
discs.
8
Yeah.
piercing
150 gigs.
and 4 thunder.
To install it, it's going to take 100 gigs.
Oh, 100 gigs.
All right.
But
As
yeah.
you slam your rapier into its chest,
It came
your
up.
piercing
Tickle.
piercing doesn't seem to affect it all that much because it's already dead. But the cacophonous boom that follows the blade seems to kind of crack the ribs a little bit more, and it seems to now be wounded.
Okay. And then I will Misty Step.
Did you pre-order it?
Is booming blade a cantrip?
It is.
I knew
Okay.
it.
Where do you misty step?
I Misty Step 1. Oh, that's
So
not
this
right.
is the main map.
Oh, can I just click and drag? Is that a thing?
Wow.
Or do I have to
I can
go-
move
everyone
where
go
you
like
say
start off,
if you click and hold, you can say where you want to go.
Okay. I want to try and get total
it
cover
seems like
over
it's
here
gonna be like
from
a
the average
100-hour
person.
game. Yep.
So right there.
Stuff.
Yep.
It's gonna be like
Okay.
I heard it.
Thank you.
That ends Aristophanes' turn. Jarlaxle is going to step up to the pillar, pull his crossbow, and take a shot at the one who is currently bound, getting advantage on the shot. But unfortunately, his shot goes wide, sticking deep into the netting. He's going to follow up by moving down here and taking a slash at this wraith. And with that, he's going to hit. But he only deals a paltry 5 damage.
Get Call of Cthulhu one.
This is the one that's. Wait, where's Jarlaxle? Oh, Jarlaxle fell. Oh, that's Jarlaxle. Okay.
Jarlaxle moved over, took a shot at the one in the webbing, and then when that failed, moved up to here and took a slash at this one, which hit.
Aristophanes fell back.
Yeah, I
Okay.
teleported away.
Okay.
Jarlaxle's blow damaged it, but again, fighting undead, Jarlaxle's poison has no effect.
Right.
Kind of his thing.
It is now Hoss's turn.
Okay. Hoss is going to.
Don't forget about that cleric.
Hoss is going to cast Shield of Faith on. I'm going to rename that spell. Not right now.
Shield of Faith in Science.
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith.
Shield of Hoss. Someone's a mask that looks an awful lot like Hoss, but not quite. And the person wears it.
Okay.
Darwin's armor.
Go to cast
I don't know.
Shield of Faith on Keonoth.
Darwin's armor.
Armadillo Evolution.
Okay.
So you get Shield of Faith. Is that 1 or 2? I forget.
2.
Plus
So
2.
Yeah, you get.
It is a literal shield.
I have to work on and then he adjusts his grip on the thunder cannon, and is going to fire a volley of magic missiles at the caster.
Nice.
Oh boy.
All right. Did you roll because of your long rest
Yes,
to regain? All right. How many slots do you have left, and how many are you using?
I have the 7 because it's been a couple days since I used it.
Oh.
No, you used it literally a day ago.
Then I've got 1 because I erased that one, thinking that I'm sorry that I'm down 1, so that means I'll be firing 5.
Okay.
Grenade launcher.
Gotta get the Warforged.
It's like it's a grenade launcher, but it's more like a little tiny automatic rifle.
Flechette. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your 5d4s against the priest.
Right.
Every time you do this, I get flashbacks to.
What's the command to roll in that thing?
In roll 20?
It's just roll.
Oh, no. So
Oh,
at the top left corner, there's a little die icon.
Top left corner, there's a dice thing up there.
So you can just type in flash roll. Yeah, 5, just 5d.
5.
Oh, there's 3d6, but I think you meant 5. Oh, that's not good. Oh wait, nope. Yes.
Okay.
And totals up.
Oh, that's d.
So 20.
Yes.
20 damage.
Yeah.
Your volley of magic missiles slams into the priest as he is kind of reeling from these blows, but unfortunately the priest hasn't done anything. So he just kind of takes it, and as he kind of emerges from it, appearing to be relatively unwounded from the volley, he just kind of snarls forwards. And that ends Hoss's turn. Lysander.
All right. Time to
Yes.
Eldritch Blast the guy who's still in the web. And I'm going to do that once and
Nice.
see what he looks like. Let's see.
Hit the spellcaster.
Give me a second. I got it.
Or build a wand sheath into your
Yeah.
board. You don't actually have to hold the wand. You can just.
So that's going to be a 20. So that's
Those are
how
cool
many-
things.
That's hitting him.
I was like,
Yes, that hits.
Yeah.
Cool beans. So it's
I spent some time modifying the thunder cannons. So there's like a
1d10 plus
if you imagine
2.
like where the ramrod goes in a musket, that's where the wand is.
Oh, that's epic.
So 4? Or
that's 7 force damage and 3 necrotic.
You've seen it there.
all right. As your blast slams into this entrapped opponent, you can see that he is alive.
Oh
His
my
jaw
god.
is snapping away. He's screaming to the heavens.
This
You
guy.
will suffer. No.
Yeah. All right, cool.
He's
So
still
I'm just,
alive.
let me shoot another shot down his throat. 15.
That hits. Don't
So I
even
guess
bother
that's
rolling
you,
damage.
like
Your
as far as
I know.
blast
Oh, I'm doing this for the heck of it.
slams.
Yeah. Let's
Oh,
roll
useful.
damage.
As you roll max damage on an opponent who had exactly 1 hit point, you are able to shatter his skull and he falls limp into the webbing.
All right. In which case, I'm going to rehex the priest.
Okay.
Move the
You
hex
have
over.
now
The bar-
transferred your hex to the priest.
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll be behind this pillar. Thanks.
You dive over that way. Now, at the end of Lysander's turn, it is now the wights.
Yep.
The white, the priest white, seeing that his all of his allies have now fallen, who were trapped in the webbing. 5, 10, 15.
Oh, he was trying to banish the webbing or something.
Moves there and begins casting a spell and is targeting his spell towards Hoss.
No,
Oh no. The valid
tough.
targets have changed.
Well, you did shoot him.
disbelieve.
Yeah, disbelief.
Uh,
I don't think that's how
all
that works.
right. So
I think the recording
his
stopped.
bonus to is, and that is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That's good.
All right. I need to look up this spell, which does.
Scott might need to hit record again.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. You're right.
Did it
How'd that
stop?
happen?
Mike jumped out.
Oh, there's part 2. Yeah, so it automatically cuts it. Okay, nice.
So Hoss,
That's a
you
feature.
take 11 points of necrotic damage as this ghastly skull-like orb begins to grow in his hand, and he fires it towards you, emanating this sickly green energy that dissipates off of it as it slams into your chest. Did you succeed on your concentration check?
If anything, the spell got better. You get an additional AC.
Yeah.
Not how this works, unfortunately.
I rolled a 20.
Hoss, as this blast slams into your chest, you can see this sickly green energy hanging off of your armor, giving advantage to anybody who attacks you.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, there's like a faint creaking sound as like the necrotic, like does its work.
So one of the creatures moves up towards you and immediately tries to slash you with its long swords.
Oh, and Scott, you might need to hit record again.
What?
No, it's recording.
It is?
Is it?
Yeah.
It says it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
Scott is recording. Yeah.
I'm not seeing it.
Hoss, does an 18 hit your armor class?
Never mind.
Let's see. There. Yes.
All right. You
Hoss, kick him in the balls. Oh, wait.
Hoss, you take 4 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Right. Still good on the Constitution.
Okay. I also
4.
need you to make. Was that a
That was my
concentration check?
concentration roll. Yeah.
Okay. I need you to make a
An
different
additional?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 12.
12. Okay. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 4.
Okay.
Follow up sword swing without advantage is a natural 20. God fucking damn this asshole. And these would be okay.
I love
Yeah,
that.
these would be D10s because they don't have shields. So you take 12 slashing damage. Not necrotic, no necessary follows. It's
Okay.
just that.
All right.
And then this one is
Awesome.
going to risk the attack of opportunity and move up towards Aristophanes and make 2 attacks.
So each of them get opportunity attack.
Dwarven is the more important one.
I'm hitting.
Yes.
Ooh,
Jarlaxle hits.
nice.
Non-crit 20.
Very nice.
That hits.
I'm sure it does.
Mhm.
Ooh. So 11. 17 points.
Nice. You cleave it.
Yep. Almost max damage.
Wow.
What'd you roll?
I hit him with it. I did 17 points.
What's your
damage.
total?
17.
Your strength is a +4.
Plus 2 for rage.
Uh-huh.
Plus I rolled a
2
6
5.
and a 5 and a 6.
So 11 plus 6. So okay, yeah.
Yeah, it checks out. Barbarian.
Yeah, thank you, Paul.
No problem.
All right. So against Aristophanes, you get an 18 and a natural 20.
Those are both hits against me. I'll use the shield spell.
Wait, the 18? Okay. The natural 20 will carry through despite that because it's always a hit.
Yep.
I thought you were 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Oh, so I don't use the shield spell because I have 19 AC. You're right.
Okay. Thank you, Scott, because Scott, thank you. I was making the same point, but also I'm trying to delineate the talking to each other kind of thing. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration on this actually because I rolled a 1.
Okay.
19.
19, you're able to resist the effects. You still, however, take 10 necrotic damage.
Woohoo. I'm looking bad.
I don't know who to go to.
Are you're bloodied, I assume?
I am down to 2 hit points.
I don't know who to go to.
There is a gout of blood from that shot. He does draw blood with that.
Well, you're right near. You've been fighting with him.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
but I mean, you can see what's going on. It's up to you.
But I like Hoss.
Keonoth, it's your
That's-
turn. What do you do?
It's true.
I'm gonna go north. Go up beside him and
Where would you like to be?
right there. Right there.
Where is here? He's
Yeah.
putting him.
All right.
I'm gonna
make your
reckless range.
slashes. Okay.
Huh? Reckless
Okay,
range.
go ahead.
It's a 22.
22 hits.
13 for the first hit.
13 damage.
Yep.
All right. This one you can see crumples and dies under your heavy blow.
Woo. Much obliged.
So this was you were here, right? So that's you went 10 feet.
So
So you can go 20 feet.
Oh, I can get to him.
Nice.
I have 40-foot movement.
Okay.
You want to flank him? You can get the flanking position.
Yeah, I'll flank him. Just run me straight down.
Nice.
Second hit.
Why not just attack them all?
All right. Hurry up and roll. Come on.
Big money, no whammies.
Oh, that's a 19 plus 7. So
That hits.
26.
Roll damage. I believe I already said their armor class is a 15.
I forget. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15 points of damage.
All right. He is still alive.
Not for long.
Wait a minute. Oh, there he is. Okay. Next up it is Aristophanes. You are tucked away in the distance.
Yes, very bravely tucked away. Oh, brave Aristophanes.
But he didn't bravely run away.
So if I want to do distance, is that right click?
There's a little thingy here in the middle, that one, and that one will give you distances.
Okay, so I have 40-foot movement, but I can't quite get to him unless I actually move.
What are you doing?
I'm actually just gonna take the dodge action. I've never actually done that before.
All right.
I'm just
That's
taking cover.
You
and I
take
go-
the dodge action.
Yep, and so going prone doesn't help because if it's a ranged attack, dodge already takes care of disadvantage. So yeah, I just take the dodge
Yes.
action.
Jarlaxle moves
So
up.
did you want
and
to
he
move any
takes-
place when you do that? Because you can still move too.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Jarlaxle moves up and he takes 2 slashes, and one of them hits.
Oh, I forgot that guy was still alive. Damn, my bad.
He deals a minor blow to this wight, and Hoss, it is now your turn. You have a wight right up in your face. What do you do?
Okay. I'm going to shoot at it with advantage and disadvantage.
Okay. I'm pretty sure flanking only applies to melee, but go ahead and roll straight.
Okay.
Would it be rude to say he's all up in your grill? As a
No, that's pretty accurate.
I appreciate it.
Hit.
What'd you roll?
25.
Yeah, that hits.
It's got to be the 15, right?
A natural something is more than enough to let me know that.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Ow.
13 piercing and 4
Okay.
thunder.
Oh, fuck me running. Okay.
I lean the end of it against him.
Point blank.
God.
Well, actually, I knock his sword down from where he was about to stab me again and lean it against him and pull the trigger.
As you shove it right up into his gut, he snarls at you and says, "You will never."
And his rib cage is no more.
Not just his rib cage,
Shoot
his
a zombie
chest,
with a
his
gun.
guts, everything is just a hole. You've actually literally broken his spine as he collapses into 2 pieces.
So would that have been a 1 pull or 2 pull?
Lysander, it is now your turn.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I was gonna do a while back, but I didn't really have a chance to do this in a sneaky way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm gonna go ahead and sneak up behind this guy and blast him into the web.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
It's a little late to do Eldritch Blast shenanigans, but I guess I'm pulling it off. Let's see.
Do it.
Do it now.
First one's gonna be a 12.
Your first blast goes sailing off and slams into the stone pillar that Aristophanes is hiding behind.
The second one's a 7.
Your second one actually curves hard left and slams into the pillar right by you, and stone chunks start flying towards you.
So I'm just like, haha! What?
Use the push
the-
action. Drag him
Ah,
into the web. You grapple him and throw him in the web.
Yeah.
That may not help.
Get in there.
That would have been amazing. Come on. Go on ahead.
Yep.
Regulation size.
Damn it.
What was that about? Something regulation size?
I was asking if that bad guy is regulation size or if that's smaller than usual. If it's so hard to hit.
Oh,
Hold on,
okay.
timeout. Someone's breaking the rules here.
Lysander's got a little bit of premature Eldritch Blast.
Hey, we've made that joke before.
There's a pill for that.
I know, it's called Asmodeus.
That's a good name for a pill.
Yeah, the only way to stop that from happening is get more Eldritch Blasts.
This wight moves up out of line of sight of everybody except Lysander and takes 2 slashes towards him.
Ah, you bastard.
Does a 15 hit you?
It just barely hits, yes.
All right. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. And letting you know, I'm going to be using Hellish Rebuke on him once this is done.
Nice.
All right.
So Constitution saving throw. Give me a sec. Supposed to. Why do I not have that queued up?
I can't get to him.
Hold on. So D20
Anything you can throw, a javelin?
plus 2 is 14.
Definitely javelin.
All right. With a 14, you were able to resist the poisonous effect of the wights blade, you take a total of 4 necrotic damage.
Ow.
And
And Hellish Rebuke at my level, how much does that do again?
at your level, it doesn't change with level. It's only based on your character. It does 3d10.
Let's see. Spell slots of second level. Oh, no, sorry. It's an ability, and it casts as second level.
Yes.
Sure, so 3d10. Give me a sec.
Yes.
Oh, he's a wood elf.
How does he get that?
He got it from striking a deal with some devils.
I shouldn't have done that. But also, do I deal... would this also have my hex apply to it in terms of damage, or that's only for attacks?
Whenever you damage someone.
Hold on, let me...
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if it was whenever you deal damage to.
it's whenever you deal. I think it's whenever you deal.
Oh, well, whenever you deal damage. Okay, so I do get my extra hex.
Yes. So go ahead and roll your hex damage on this.
Amazingly. Holy crap.
Wow.
Okay, so he's just
You
going
kill
to...
this wight in a single turn, I'm gonna be pissed.
28 damage.
28? Okay.
26
Okay, actually, no, I was wrong. Whenever you hit it with an attack, my bad.
Okay. So
What?
no hex, just
Yeah, no
the... No hex,
when you hit with
just
an
the
attack,
fire.
yes.
So 10,
Sorry,
19, 26.
26 damage, yes.
All right.
It's all fire, baby. Oh,
So, Jesus. Okay. As your unholy hellish rebuke, your flames leap out and strike into this creature. Nobody else can really see it, but you do see this blast of some kind of energy from behind the pillar. You then watch as this priestly figure then kind of shrouds himself in smoke and seems to be casting some sort of spell on himself. It is now Keonoth's turn.
Move me. I think I can get 40. I can't quite get to him, but
You are this
but
one.
there, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 40 javelin.
No, I would have gone diagonal and then over because I can't see him. From
Okay,
here.
so like this.
Yeah. Well, he would.
Is it the right
I
spot?
think it would have been like right
Yep.
there. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You grab a javelin and throw it.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
8.
Is that sanctuary?
Better not have cast friggin'
He rolled 8.
I rolled an 8.
Can you hear us?
All right, as you pull the like you got very confused for a second there. Everyone was kind of jumbling together. As you pull the javelin and prepare to throw it at this creature, the smoke makes him appear to be basically a carbon copy of Lysander, and you hold your javelin and tuck it back, unless you want to throw it at somebody else.
So what do you mean? I can't throw it at him?
Hello?
Hello?
You can hear us?
Bueller?
I think that he's getting delays on his end.
Yeah, he's probably getting.
You might be getting...
Let's hold on a second. All right, when everybody can understand me clearly. Hello?
Raise your hand.
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Bueller?
So as you try and throw the javelin, he appears to be a carbon copy of Lysander. And if you want to throw it at somebody else, you can, but this target is off limits.
Off limits?
Okay.
There's
It's
some
probably like sanctuary. Sanctuary prevents you from attacking unless you
there's
take
some
wisdom
sort of
somewhere.
effect going on that like you suddenly think that that's Lysander.
Okay, so can I ready an action if he's within reach for me to... If I see the cleric, can I ready an action if I see... No?
You can't ready an action because you've already readied part of your action to throw a javelin.
You already.
This
you-
kind
you
of
took
this
the
kind
action.
of
You took the action.
this interrupted your.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
so,
it ruined
alright.
your action.
All right. Next up is Aristophanes hiding behind the other pillar.
So brave. Inspiring.
The mouse is up there. You get it? Is it back down yet? Yeah, whoa, wait, was there? Hang on.
Oh, it's ruined everything. Okay. I'll tactically move up. I have extra movement speed. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bloop. And I'll take the dodge action.
Okay.
Wow, it's almost like this is a druid without being a druid. Extra movement speed, bonus to armor class.
But now he does sick flips.
All the things, yes. I get advantage on acrobatic checks for some reason.
Woo.
Sweet flips. You never like anything I do.
If whatever you did was different from what you already did, maybe I would. All right, next up, I'm
But
assuming Aristophanes, that ends your turn.
He has
Uh-huh.
a
That's my turn. That's the dot. Yep.
All right, Jarlaxle is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He runs up here and readies a crossbow bolt. It is now Haas's turn.
Okay, Haas is going to drop down and attempt to take a shoot. So,
Okay.
right here.
Wisdom saving throw if you're... Wisdom saving throw.
Yep, wisdom saves there. 9.
9.
You hold
I
your
don't see- I don't
shot.
see a priest.
Hearing, what you see is actually one of your old mentors who created you.
So, like, Haas goes down there and says, like, the hell? And then, like, holds a shot.
Mr. Johnson?
And
Billy?
no,
What are you doing here?
you do attempt to shoot. It is your action to try and shoot, but it just doesn't fire off. Lysander, it is now your turn.
No, he's like this, and then
Do I happen to see him as anything interesting, considering that I was just hitting or attempting to hit him?
Yes, you see Oberon standing before you saying, "What do you think you're doing?"
I mean, I would just shoot him at that point. It doesn't actually help.
Make a wisdom saving throw if you try and shoot him.
wanted to do this.
Sorry, so if my character would totally just shoot him anyway, is it fine for me to just go, no, I'm shooting you, bang?
No,
I know he's not on this plane.
I
right?
assumed you were going to hold fire if you saw Oberon. Instead, it looks like
No.
Hermia crying out.
Oh,
"Lysander,
okay, now you
no."
change. Now you change it. I know she's not in this. She literally isn't here. I know. Wisdom saving throw. Give me a sec.
It's the puppy, Lysander 2.
This is flavor on a mechanic.
No, I
Grind.
know.
I understand.
We love mechanics.
I would have loved you picked Ferris. I shoot him anyway.
We
It's like
love flavor.
actually secretly I've been.
I hate mechanics, but needs must.
Oh,
Lysander, what'd you roll?
Play
An
Dungeon
8.
World. Play Monster of the Week.
What is
man.
going on with these rolls? I got an 8.
Your 4 unfortunately misses, but you do get 2 attacks.
Oh, my 4 misses. Oh no, I'm saying that this was my pause at the worst.
Someone take a green.
Michael, we're sorry. Right now, the screen has frozen on a kind of a hilarious sort of facial expression. So, we're just waiting for like your stuff to catch up.
Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, that was great. I needed that. Is he back?
Not yet.
Oh, crap. Because I'm confused. I thought that was my saving throw, not my attack. They didn't roll my attack.
So now he's going at high
Your
speed.
4 plus whatever.
Oh, hold on. You just caught up. You were frozen for quite a while there.
Okay.
When he's done.
So can you guys hear? Yeah, I was saying, can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Now we can, and
Okay.
you froze at the most hilarious face. I'm sorry.
I know. That's why I tried to turn off my camera and then turn it back on to stop that.
Oh, you could see it.
No, I couldn't see it. I just heard you talking. Like you guys were continuing to talk at a normal volume. I could hear you no problem, but you guys couldn't hear me.
Yeah,
Then you
that's
sped-
why we
And then
stopped.
you sped up when your video caught up, so that was weird. Anyway, so I thought I was rolling the wisdom saving throw because you were telling me to roll that.
Yeah. A 4 on the wisdom saving throw wouldn't work either, but I need to double check something
If you
really
want,
quickly.
you can jet and we can like finish up the encounter.
He's behind me.
Oh,
Oh, and it's up by the stop anyway, so. I mean,
Yeah,
I could
was
go a little while
not
longer.
expecting
combats go long. Yeah,
the
we got it.
attack.
Oh god. It's almost-
Okay, so Lysander, you can make a follow up with your second Eldritch Blast.
I can actually try to attack, and would this be another wisdom saving throw first?
This actually, yeah, it's a good point. Your spell does fizzle because it's one spell. So Jesus, fuck
it's
rules.
okay.
All right, you can make it nothing. It doesn't work. You try and fire it. It doesn't
Okay.
You hold off your Eldritch Blast, both of them.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm
Did
going
not
to-
expect that.
It's okay. I'm going to attempt to move away. I'm
Okay.
sure that'll invoke an attack of opportunity.
It does, and he slashes with his longsword at you.
Sure.
At this point, you can all now very clearly see
Yep.
the priest, and 11 misses.
That very much misses.
Okay. So as he slashes, you are able to successfully move away. I assume that ends your turn.
It does, yes.
The wight moves around the corner here,
Oh,
sees. It is now the wight's turn. The wight moves around the corner. He sees Aristophanes. What is that lightning supposed to be?
Dodging.
Like dodging. That was like a good thing for dodge.
Moving lightning fast.
Oh, okay. So you moved up there and took the dodge action, so disadvantage on the attack.
Yep.
That will miss. And that is a 23.
Yep. Sweet flips.
Are you sure? I thought your armor class was a 19.
No, shield with the shield spell. Shield spell. No, so yeah, no, you're right. I'm
Okay.
not sure. Shield spell's good enough. That's all I was doing in my head. Sweet flips and a shield.
As he slashes towards you, you do your sweet flips and summon a shield spell and deflect the blow off to the side. You then watch as he summons mist around himself again and seems to take on the form of somebody else.
Someone that I love and care about.
An adorable Dalmatian.
No, Aristophanes, you would recognize exactly who this is.
Someone I care
If you
about?
need to, I can give you their name again. It's the one who died, not the one who went missing.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. I figured.
Just wanted to double check.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
It is now Keonoth's turn. It is now Keonoth's turn.
Go around behind him.
Okay, sure.
Man, no,
Usually
it
do
rolled
we-
a 23 despite disadvantage.
Go ahead and make your attack.
Am I able to attack, or do I need a wisdom save?
You need a wisdom save.
It's a whole 4.
You hold off your blow, once again seeing your sister standing before you. Do you follow up with a second attack, or do you want to hold your action? Or
I want to
do
make a
something?
second attack.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
15.
15. As you can see your sister pleading for her life at your feet, as you hold the blade in your hand, you then can see that, wait a minute, your sister's not here. She's being held by Jarlaxle, that fucker. Go ahead and make your attack.
At least that's what you believe.
10.
With a 10, as you bring your blade slamming down, the priest turns and blocks your blow with his longsword.
Yep.
Aristophanes, you are now standing.
Did you use advantage? Your advantage. You're flanking.
Oh, I didn't use advantage. Forgot
Yeah.
I was flanking. Crit.
Nice. Your sword
All
bounces off his long sword and back into him.
All right, come on, Keonoth, hurry up and roll.
So 7, that's 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22.
All right, he's dead. Game over.
Hey!
All right, all of the wights lie dead, and we will pick up the exploration of this chamber next session. Aristophanes, I assume you drop concentration on this.
On the web, yes, I do.
All right.
You can walk
It
freely.
is 10 o'clock, and I got an hour to finish studying 2 hours worth of material. So thank you all for playing.
Understood.
We'll pick up next time, and take care.